The electric razor always leaves a person in patches.
Since you're loaning Earl $2,000, would you like some threads out there saying Fez is a great guy? He's loaning Earl money?
I don't need that.
But wouldn't it be great?
It would be nice. It would be nice to be called a great guy for once in a while.
Would you want to present Earl with a gigantic check? And the good news is, Fez,
down to present it.
He's good for it.
Yeah.
Earl's good for it, and he wants to pay you back.
I try not to worry about those things. I try not to think about it too much, or else I'll be asking, how's the book coming?
That book is now turning into 2 books, my friend. One is going to be a book of photography, and the other will be a written book. Hey, Earl.
Buddy.
What do you say?
What's happening, guys?
I got some good news for you. I know you're looking to get a loan floated, right?
Yes.
Ron and Fez Show is willing to float you $2,010.
$2,010. Thank you. I really appreciate it.
You are more than welcome, my friend. Can you be here tomorrow?
It's when it has to be paid back.
2010. No, when the book comes in.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I could definitely be in tomorrow.
Sure, for the 2 Gs. Now, do you want a giant check, or do you want it in cash with little eyeballs on the top of it?
Whatever is best.
Wait, hold on. A stack of cash with little eyeballs on top of it. I thought that would do better as a laugh because, everybody seems to like that Geico. I'm sorry, maybe if Kaka said it.
I'm sorry, I almost took the knee on that one.
Now, do you need one of these a month or is just once?
Just once.
Okay.
Yeah, once you do it.
What happened, Earl? I thought you had a gig set up for yourself.
So did I. So it just got boggled down in a lot of people being territorial, a lot of red tape. I missed a call because I was actually on the phone with the principals involved. So.
Now, just let me ask you this. Do you have a problem with Nazism? Because it will look tomorrow that Hitler is presenting you with a giant check.
Yeah, I heard that you want to do this Hitler must. Is this a good idea, Fez?
I thought he was going to do it on his pubes, but he's doing it on his mouth. No, nothing Fez does is a good idea, including giving you the lion's share of the 2010.
Yeah, I don't think that Hitler mustache will fly very well in New York City.
By the way, Earl, come dressed as a butler because you're going to be working as Fez's butler for a little while. But you really should help him with the unmasked. Because I'm, by Friday pulling you out, Fez?
Yeah, I have until Friday, yes.
All right, Earl, so I want you to maybe help Fez a little bit for the loan for that.
Oh, yeah, that's anything you guys want. Right. I'm there for you.
Wow.
Lies. See you tomorrow.
I own my own Earl.
Earl's picking up $2,005 tomorrow.
I think it's supposed to be 2010.
I don't have that kind of cash. I had to cut it in half. These are bad fucking times for Ronnie B. We're not moving as many of these Cinnabonies as I thought we would be. All right, there's a steak place on dinner on TV right now, and Earl is going there for dinner tonight since he came by to be nice to Ron. It's Ben Jack's. Have you ever been there, Earl?
I have not had the pleasure, no.
You're taking us out there tonight. We're going to do it the old style.
Oh, God, yes.
Yeah,
Nice.
That was one of the greatest nights ever when last time we went out for steaks. It was the best.
When was the last time we went out for steaks?
Was that was the night that Fez overtipped? Didn't we go
That
to
was a
steak
long time ago.
Oh, okay. At Smith and Walensky.
Smith and Lewinsky, yeah, and Fez overtipped, and the waiters loved him. He became a god that night.
That little old man came up and hugged me, and I knew immediately something was wrong with the math.
But here's the interesting thing. I bet that guy's dead. I bet he's already dead.
Wow.
That was like 3 years ago.
Has it been that long already?
We didn't even have Chris Stanley with us.
No?
How long have you been with us, Chris?
Jesus, almost 3 years.
It's unbelievable.
Wow.
Yeah.
But
Our
yeah.
lives didn't work out the way we wanted it to. We really wanted to do great things. Here's Dave. Dave, you're on the Run of Fez show.
Hi, Bonnie.
Yeah.
Bajibi, you just said that you had a 2-month writer's block for this book.
Yes.
How much time has that left you for actual writing? 2 weeks? I say you got not one page written yet on that book, just like I predicted when I called in months ago and I said in September he'll have nothing. Zero.
Earl, what do you have written so far?
About about 40 pages, give or take.
Oh no, you're saying it like I know.
Yeah, about 40 pages, give or take.
Is that enough?
So you're out of radio for good, BGB? You done?
Right now, I'm out, but I mean, would I love to be back in? Oh, absolutely. It made me. I love the medium. I still do.
And nobody wants you right now?
No love right now. I mean, absolutely no
Did you
love.
go back to CBS?
Actually, there's nothing at CBS. I mean, they're letting people go. Things are pretty bad right now.
It's bad times.
Yeah, things are pretty crazy.
That's why it was so ballsy of you to walk away from your career.
It was, I don't know if it was a leap of faith into an empty swimming pool or just a straight up leap of faith.
And you were
period.
telling me when you called, a lot of your old friends have abandoned you?
Yeah, like people I've known like almost my entire adult life, they just kind of like, just literally overnight disowned me. Like they didn't know me anymore.
Is it because you were out of work?
I don't know if it was out of work. I mean, I think just people are just acting. People are just going nuts lately. Just period. I mean, a lot of people are losing gigs or just in between things.
So all the radio people you've ever known?
Some radio people, like most of the old NEW guys, I still keep in touch with like very sporadically. But
At those dinners?
yeah, we get together like once.
Is it an Obama thing that they know you're so pro-Obama?
Oh my God, my friend Harry and I, who used to be a production guy, we fight over politics. He's like a conservative nationalist. I don't even know what that means, but we fight all the time about Obama. He thinks he's Hitler.
Yeah, the Hitler thing has come up a lot because, like Hitler, he wants to help the poor get hospital stays.
There were other dictators, too. Why can't someone come up with something original?
Knowing everyone's going to be Mussolini?
Right, Stalin. There's a lot of guys to choose from. Pol Pot.
No, but you
Yeah, but
aim
you got-
high.
Look at it really comes back to the mustache.
If I lost a bet yesterday and had to look like Pol Pot, I would have no clue how to do it. Hitler's just becomes iconic, I guess.
Wow. Loser dresses like Pol Pot for the next 2 weeks. Let's see what happens there. You were talking about being broke before, and you do most of your shopping at 7-Eleven. Why is that
it's
funny
cheap.
to you?
Because
not as cheap.
Polio's 49 cents.
But it's also not nutritional.
Right.
And you could not get more education than what Dave has. And you probably couldn't make fucking worse choices than what Dave does. So your point is this, Fez. Dave should go through life making all the bad choices, and then the rest of us should pitch in and help him.
Well, I would, I mean, I literally did try to pitch in and help him.
We're not talking about that. We're talking about as a society. You thinking that's also another bad choice they made, not taking you on.
Oh, I think that was a bad choice, yeah.
And you were offended by it.
Yes.
And it works out for you, though, Earl, because you are getting, and you're loving this, aren't you?
No, I'm like, this is extremely humbling for me. It's been a very humbling time. So, I mean, I love you guys for this. I really appreciate
Isn't
it.
it weird that we're your only real friends? As much as you hate our guts.
I don't hate, I
We're your only real friends.
never hate your guys.
What's it like that your only real friends are white? Does that make you fucking sick to your stomach?
That would be weird.
We are great as white
Let me ask
people.
you this. Did you put in a call to Ant?
No.
Did you put in a call to Ope?
Yes, I did.
Did he match us?
No, he did not.
Did he say something like, I'm not falling for your scams?
No, but he basically told me to ask you.
Did he really?
Yeah.
I wish he didn't know how much I made. It really annoys me. So what do you say? Why don't you go to Ronnie B for it?
Yeah, he was like, you should ask Ron. He's like, yeah. He's like, Ron's good people.
But he's not.
No, he had his reasons, and they were actually valid reasons.
The
But
same reasons that I would give?
pretty much, yeah.
God bless him.
But this has been the weirdest time in my life. I have never gone through what I've gone through this year, ever. And I don't know if it's good, bad. I don't know where it's going to end. I don't know. But
Again, when we really look at it, and I don't want to fucking hit you while you're down, but you made some crazy choices. You were unhappy the way your job was doing. You wanted something else, so you left work, but you weren't willing to pay the price.
Yeah, I mean, at that point, I mean, I can say now that, 9 months ago, I was not in my right mind. I was where I was then and where I am now is,
Now, I know that you've applied back here at Sirius.
yeah.
Do you realize how crazy they think you are?
I figured as much, but,
It took us a while to get you back on the line just to be able to come into the building.
Well, I didn't know that.
And
but-
crazy.
Yes, you did. You know that you have been thrown out of the old studio by security.
Well, yes, that I know.
And you know why they did it?
Because and I'm like, why can't people just talk to me?
Your exit fucking interview, is that what it's called, Fez?
Yep.
Was so insane that they called us up and they're going, do we have to worry about him? And it made me realize, and this is the difference between, let's say, Opie and myself and the rest of the world. Opie and I are used to being weird. You know what I mean? So we're used to big A's, crazed, crazy Jen, stalker pet. We don't fucking feel like those people are dangerous. But to the rest of the world, these people are seen as, oh my God, should I do something? And that's where you fall in, Earl. You don't make it in the rest of the world. And that's why you haven't gotten a job in 9 months.
I don't believe it, but I'm just like, talk to me. Just
They did, and you frightened them.
I didn't. How did I? I mean, I wasn't threatening at all. I was very.
They said that you talked like you were not even in connection with the rest of the world.
I was
Crazy and insane came up on much more than one occasion.
And they just didn't know what to do.
And again, like I said before, it was like where I was then and where I am now is like two different places. I'm not denying at all. I was not in a good place at all. At all.
At all. At all. Oh, you feel like you're in a good place now?
Yeah, I'm in a much better place right now.
By the way, when he asked for a loan, he did it by text.
It was so. I didn't know. I was scared. I was scared to death.
Were you scared?
I don't know. But I remember people would always say, like, "Could I approach Ron about something before?" And I'm like, "Go ahead. He's pretty."
No, I'll kill you. I'll kill him,
But that's what
motherfucker.
people fear. People really fear you're gonna wring their neck.
Yeah.
Rip their heart out and show it to a mother and still be like. I'm like, Ron is like one of the most steady people I know.
No, that's insane. That's crazy talk. You're as good as dead. Now, Dave.
Yes.
Do you feel like this man is telling other people how to live their lives?
Yeah, a little bit.
But so unless everyone gives you everything you want,
No.
with no strings attached, they are telling you how to live their life.
I won't say everything you want. Everything is within reason. But let's all just get along and, as Earl's friend Rodney King said, let's all get along and let's all kind of cooperate.
What about Earl's friends Opie, who said, I'll go get the money from Ron. He's great people.
via text. So he calls Opie and texts Ron? That's the
It was
part
really
I don't
funny.
get.
And I had texted him something about the High Line because I know that he's like a big fan of the High Line. And I text him, I'm like, I am down at the High Line.
Right.
And
so he texted you?
I just got a text right now that says, hey, Ron, can I have $40,000? Signed Earl Douglas. But apparently Earl used Eastside Dave's
Give
phone.
me back my phone, Earl.
So Earl just texts me back. Instead of saying anything, he just says, Ron, can I have some money? This is why.
That's your approach?
I think it was the last line. I said something else. I don't remember. But
Was it one of his patented 5-6 page texts that just keep coming and coming?
You do have to continue him on next phone.
Well, they kept going. After I just went, okay, call me tonight.
I assume everyone because I have the BlackBerry Pearl because it has this really big screen. I keep forgetting that everyone has smaller screens.
No,
Yeah.
it's limited characters on every phone. It's 150. That's why Twitter came up with that concept.
Unfortunately, I fucking did this. It was very funny.
Earl writes Stephen King's The Stand on every fucking text message.
It is. It's 3 or 4 come in.
He's trying to make himself clear.
Jason, South Dakota.
Hey, good afternoon, buddies. So is the moral of Earl's story, never quit your job before you get another one lined up?
Yeah, I think that is. I think that would be the moral.
Have a plan. Have a plan. That was the single greatest lesson.
Remember
ever.
when Franklin used to beg you not to leave?
Yeah, he's still shocked that I left.
Yeah. Everyone is.
I'm still shocked in a lot of ways, but it happened. It was just.
Is it because you hit your head?
No, it was just.
You never were the same after that hitting your fucking head.
I think it was a week later that he did it.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
It was a
right?
week later. Yeah.
And then he was like, before he had an epiphany. I was like, I see this all so clearly, Ron. We're going to make this all work outside of the corporate world. I'm like, Earl, do not go talking like this to other people.
Mr. and
The
Mrs.
bosses are
Douglas.
in here now, peeking to see that Earl's in. What do you say about Earl being in here?
Just wanted to make sure he wasn't freaking out or anything. It was really weird. Seriously.
Rob Crosses comes in and goes,
Weirded out.
everything okay with Earl?
Did he do the crazy twirl, finger twirl next to his head?
Maybe.
But you know what? It's one thing for the bosses to have acted like he was nuts. But then those other people that you talk to, I don't know what their name of their job is.
The people in HR.
What exactly?
If I think it was the person, the
It's
woman.
human resources, but
Right.
what is their job?
It is to make sure that everyone. It's actually to have a safe work environment. So when they talked to Earl in his exit interview, that was their main concern.
And they thought you were fucking batshit insane.
I disagree, but again, I'm not denying at all that I was just not in a great place at that particular time in my life. I wasn't at all. And, and it was just something I had to go through, and I went through it.
Do you feel like you made it at the other end?
I'm not all the way through it, but I'm pretty much through it.
Insane. Why do you feel like you made it through? Because you got this new great job?
It was just, I don't know. It was just, sometimes you just wake up and you just feel like a corner's turn. And then, because there were definitely a lot of dark days where you just felt like, when is this going to end? Or is it going to end? Like
Was that winter?
And I just realized like 3 seasons have passed since I've left here. And it's kind of, and it was definitely winter. Winter was really great. That was a great period. Spring was a little bit better. Summer was a nightmare, and now I'm like, fall is like I feel like a real renewal coming through.
Summer was hotter.
Is that why you borrow money? Because things are going so great?
No, but it's just
Fall is not really when you think of renewal.
well, you harvest
Oh, for
things.
school.
Okay.
Harvest time.
He just gave descriptions of the.
I swear to God, and this fucking pisses me off. I'm still anchored into Fresh Start. It's fucking... I feel more like this is the beginning of a new year than I do January 1st. Because of fucking school.
Yeah.
I just feel like I should go out and get pencils and fresh fucking new clothes.
Yeah, I was in Staples the other day, and I had to pick up like some more pens or something, and I just saw all the kids like school shopping, and I just felt like that weird
Just jerking off.
end
looking
of
at 'em.
that weird end of summer feeling. It's like, oh man, it's gonna get cold. Like all those things you had when you were 6 or 7
Half
came
that
back.
stuff they won't need. A compass. We never touched ours.
Compass, what were you on? The fucking Nina Pinta Santa Maria?
Not that kind.
I used mine for adventures.
I just mind to stab a fucking kid once.
That's all they were used for,
You
I
want to
think.
fucking get my compass? Keep fucking with me. You end up with a compass in your neck. We got a break here. Earl Douglas, fresh and back and looking for government handouts.
I don't know what that, but I really appreciate it, guys.
You on the dole?
Yeah, a little bit.
We'll be right back. It's Ron and Fez Show. We said that we'd help you out a little bit. $2,010 we lend you. Here's my part of it.
Thank
Help
you,
yourself.
Ron.
Yeah, you're welcome.
This is
How much
Feel-
is that there?
That's 10.
this $10, 10
Yep.
singles.
Feel free to count it if you need to. Feel free to count it. But Earl, here's the deal. What's that sound? Earl, what does that sound?
That's the Geico. Oh God! They got 2 giant bundles of dollar bills,
We thought you'd get it once.
all in $1 bills, with 2 little eyeballs attached to it. Oh my God!
That's the money you wouldn't be borrowing if you had stayed.
Now, Dave, because of some complaints you've been getting lately, could you just take some still pictures of him so everything doesn't have to be a fucking Twitio? Because I have been hearing the Twitios are annoying. So just let Earl stand there with the Geico dollars.
Well, I didn't think the bank would be able to do that.
They had 2 $1,000 things.
What? They know about Geico.
When you pay back, pay in fucking nickels.
Do the old Phil Spector?
Yeah.
I'll take a check.
Turn around, hold one in each hand.
Yeah, right.
Is he standing up next to the round and finish line? You don't do that anymore. Well, just let him stand against the fucking door. This will be the first time Dave has done this.
Well, it's just from the bank.
Spread them out a little bit.
It's
Like
two
spread your 2 hands, your 2 Geicos.
Geico bundles of money with the Kugli
Have
eyeballs.
the what kind?
I always said Kugli.
I've never heard Kugli in my life. Now, Earl, good luck getting on the fucking subway with that
Oh, yeah. Oh God!
It's heavier than you'd think.
and walking through your neighborhood. Now, see how fast you can upload that to 202 friends. Let me see the picture you took.
So that's Earl's loan, all in singles. You're not going to head out to one of the clubs afterwards, after the show, are you?
I'm not.
All your ones?
That'd be fucking great.
When actually the lighting bed.
Walk into a strip club. Every girl come running after me.
Shit, I remember days when we went out like that. Looking
Turn-
exactly like it.
Turn one of your Geico bundles around.
And when are you spending that on bubblegum and records? Look how happy he is.
I know. It's going to be gone, isn't it? Like immediately.
Can you make this last, Earl?
I plan on it, yeah, but wow. I feel like
You look like the world's least happy guy. I gotta have somebody else take pictures besides fucking Dave. You don't pose the fucking guy. Pose the motherfucker. He should be looking like a big winner, you prick.
He just got $2,000 in ones.
2010, Fezzy.
Oh, that's right.
Let's be fucking honest here.
In ones.
Why do you have it next to each other? It doesn't look like Geico anymore.
Oh, because the lighting was off a little bit.
You're off a little bit, you motherfucker.
Okay, ready?
Just separate it a little, Earl, and your shirt will make the contrast.
Big smile. No, bigger smile.
Have the eyes looking at Dave, too. Not away from him. What kind of eyes you call him, Fez?
Kugli.
Unbelievable. Why? And I guarantee you, this won't be up on 202 Friends by the end of the show.
That's a great shot.
Yeah, that actually is pretty good.
I'm a perfectionist.
Unfortunately, we don't have a bag for you, Earl. You're just going to have to carry those out of here under each arm.
Guys, you're on the Ron and Fez show.
Hey, Earl, what way you going home? I'm going to follow you, and I'm going to knock the fuck guy and get that 2,000.
Go ahead. It's on you. I'll tell you right where the prick is living. If you're feeling strong today, Try to take that money.
It's still a loan, Earl. Remember that.
Now,
Even if someone takes it from you.
Now, Fez, you now think you're going to start to get the respect from the listeners that you deserve?
Yeah, I think this is a really nice thing to do for a pal.
This is very, very cool.
What would you like Earl to do for you now?
I would just like Earl to spend it responsibly. If that goes towards his rent
What
check.
would you like Earl to do, though? What could he do for you? What would he do for you that's fun, that makes it feel like Earl's your buddy?
Huh, let's see. Back rub would be nice.
Back rub. Okay.
You know,
866 Ron Zero Fez. 866 Ron Zero Fez. Here's JT. You're on the Ron and Fez show.
What's up, buddy?
Yeah, buddy.
Hey, I think Earl should repay Fez back by taking all you guys out to Florida tonight.
I love that, Earl. A nice fucking $2,000 fucking trip out.
Please, Earl.
Although I understand you can't smoke in there. Hey, by the way, Earl, people are asking you for football picks. You remember, you used to be Mr. College.
I mean, Mr. Perfect. Yeah, I haven't. What was that, like 11-1 or something like that? It was really good. But I think one of my picks came through. Was it Florida State got upset by?
There was tons. When you were Mr. Perfect, you had something like 9 straight picks in a row. We were going batshit crazy. And then people were dumb enough to start betting with you. I remember when Ant told me that he started to check the college football scores. After that, he suddenly had an interest. He's like, maybe Earl is up to something. This seems like easy money.
you were Mr. Perfect.
Are we going to have it up by the end of the show today?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Because you're the worst at this, Dave.
I'm great. It's
And I
just
saw
this damn
what a
Twitter.
bad photographer you were.
This damn Twitter.
Why does it work for everybody else?
It works. It's just, on a rainy day, sometimes things get lost in the raindrops.
It's sunny out. What are you talking about?
First of all,
I thought it was coming up as a poetic. I don't know.
I like the thought that things could get lost in the raindrop. I would love it.
Well, for some reason, when you shot my Hitler Twittios, I have orange hair.
This
So
lighting
I don't know
is
how
not-
you did that.
Lighting.
This lighting sucks dick.
This lighting was not
And
set up for Twitty.
This is not the studio. If I had my own thing, I'd like to work like Stanley Kubrick's place in London.
Will and Georgia, you're on Fez.
Hey, I just want to tell Fezzy, that's a good way to get rid of Earl. Look how he did Opie. Kicked into the curb after he got the job.
That is true. Then he went looking for Opie again. Ryan, you're on Fez.
Fezzy, what are you doing, man? As soon as you gave him that money, one, you're never going to see it back. It's always going to be like pissing you off that he doesn't pay, and you're going to have to ask for it. You're just ruined a friendship, and giving him money doesn't make the listeners like you more.
But here's the deal: if Earl disappears, this will be the best money Fez ever fucking spent in his life.
It's like Bronx Tale scenario.
Because this is like buying a $2,000 rocket to shoot fucking Earl into space with.
You
Never saw Earl again.
think you will get your money back, Fez?
Now, Earl,
and pay it in full.
would you say right now that Earl is beginning rich or is he end rich? Because right now, to me, Earl, you look end rich, and I know you can't wait to spend it.
God, I'm my father now. But he used to say that all the time on payday. He said, don't be rich.
Jesus.
Be beginning rich,
Was your
not end rich.
Dad David Duke?
You know what? Black people called each other that word.
You know, as a matter of fact, I know that you get all upset about that, but I'm in a cab today and had to listen to some G-banger fucking playing Jay-Z or whatever, and that's been dropping out. I'm like, well, how's that not fucking a problem? If it's playing on someone's music. Is that offensive?
Yeah, I mean, if he's playing his own stuff, I mean, he could get the edited version. Could he just? I just don't like the word. I hate that word. I'm just like, let the word just go away.
What word are we talking about?
That word, the N word.
Oh, N. See, what I was saying was end. Is it up yet on the Twitter?
No, not yet.
You fucking prick.
Here it comes. Not yet. I see.
Why are you such a liar?
It'll be up.
Mr. Perfect, Mr. Football, there he is.
Yeah, but
Wonder what Earl's feelings were with the Oregon.
Mike, you're on MPA, you're on Run Fez.
Hey, Fezzy, that guy calling ragging you about giving money away isn't going to make the listeners like you any better. We love you just fine. Don't change a thing.
Well, thank you. But this is a nice thing to do for Earl. And people, if you want to compliment me or comment on me being a nice guy, that's fine. I've got no problem with it. I don't think it takes away from the act.
So you're fine when they say that they like the things you do, and then you're furious when they don't like the things you do.
Yeah, that's the part I have trouble with.
See, the thing is, I always tried to say to you, is if you're going to fucking feel better when they say good, then you're going to feel worse when they say bad. You get it?
Yeah, that makes sense. But I'll take this good. I'll take as much of it as I can get.
Then you get upset when anyone doesn't agree.
Well, there's people, like Katja on ronfez.net that will look for the negativity in anything. That's a person that there's no pleasing.
I don't even know what that means.
Well, it doesn't matter what I do. I'm sure she'll find a way to make the thing I did with Earl, loaning Earl money, make that bad. Like I'm trying to control Earl's life. Or I'm trying to dictate how he writes his book. No, Earl, have the In Living Color chapter earlier.
How's In Living Color doing?
They're on the road now. I'm really psyched. I got the new record today. So,
Do you?
Yeah, absolutely. It's called The Chair in the Doorway, and it's out next Tuesday.
You got a big single?
Yeah, we got a big single called Behind the Sun.
Let me take a listen. Now, are they going to bitch that you're playing their stuff early?
Well, the single's out, so...
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Cool looking album.
Yeah, they...
Was that free or did it come out of your 2010?
No, they sent it to me.
Here's Dan in Tennessee. Dan.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I just think it's just no shame to have to bring attention to yourself, to do this over the air. I would never bring attention over the air that I'm loaning somebody money. And why don't Fez just step up his game instead of resort to this? This is just pitiful, is what it is. It's just shameful. I don't know. That's the way I feel about it.
Well, there's nothing wrong with giving a friend a loan.
Ben in Virginia, you're on Fez.
Hey, I just wanted to comment on the greatness that it is to have you and Earl and Fez all together again. It's like old times. I'm driving down the road happy again, not hearing any fussing or anything.
Yeah. Things were always better when we had Earl with us.
I like Earl.
That was, for me, the golden time of the Ron and Fez show was Earl, Harry, Elvis, me, and Fez. That was the
golden.
That was considered the best age of the Ron and Fez show.
The fearsome foursome.
Yeah, we used to call ourselves.
Good times.
Every day we'd go out, we'd go to Coney Island, go fucking on bumper cars together, have a great time.
You did all that?
Yeah.
Well,
Every day.
Bumper cars.
Then we go to the batting cages.
Oh, God.
Harry Elvis.
Was he good?
Well, he would pull the ball. The guy could hit 550, but he'd step in the bucket every fucking time.
Little Gary Sheffield, nothing wrong with that.
A lot of times he would fucking foul it 500 feet.
And that definitely Gary Sheffield.
Or where's the big money going for you?
Mainly just bills, primarily. Some bills.
Don't even try to catch up. You're going bankrupt, so you can't do that. Start looking ahead. Do yourself a favor. Bury some of that and put it in the fucking backyard.
I knew guys that used to put money in their cooler and just bury it in the backyard. So what for? When the revolution comes. They're like, what revolution? What are you going to need money for? You're going to need a gun.
Well, Danny boy, the pipes are calling.
Ronnie boy, just let you know, 7 o'clock, we got bumped to ESPN Classic. U.S. taking on Trinidad and Tobago. Need 3 points here with 3 games left to go to pretty much put us over the edge for the World Cup. I'm predicting a big offensive game. We need some goals scored, and should be nice. Hope you're going to tune in there.
What time's the game tonight?
Game pregame starts at 6:30, but the game actually itself is supposed to come on at 7, and it's on ESPN Classic, so no HD would suck.
Yeah, that's okay though. I'm going to be locked in. Here's my big beef. I'll play Trinidad or Tobago, but why do you guys got to fucking join up together against us? One at a time, we'll crush you. All right, why don't we start a new fucking team called United States England? Would anybody put up with that? Trinidad, Tobago. Fucking cheaters. Sons of whores. 3 o'clock, we got the English game, too. Here's Richie. Richie, you're on the Ron and Fez show.
Hey, Mr. B. Earl said earlier that this experience was humiliating. Fuck. He said humbling, and I meant to say he meant humiliating. Sorry, fucked that up.
Yeah, you were terrible on that, Richie. You were terrible. This I just got sent to me by Dweezler. He said, Ron, just let you know that dude from Bong TV is sitting in a limo playing Rock Band and doing a Steve Miller tribute. He changed the words from Jungle Love to Jungle Bud. So there you have it. There's nothing better or more creative than a parody song. Give me a famous song.
Welcome to the jungle.
What if we did fucking Welcome to the Weed? And that would be it right there. You see where we're going with this?
Yeah. Give me shelter.
Give me some weed. You know what I mean?
Okay, give me some weed. All right.
Yeah.
I want to hold your hand.
I want to hold your bud. And just keeps going
I
like
like
that.
that.
And you
It's
just
funny.
yeah. What you do, you don't make a fucking 180. You just make a little tilt, but tilted towards
Like Tiny
weed.
Dancer?
Mm-hmm. Tiny buds. Or Tiny Roach.
Okay.
You know, Tiny Roach would be it.
That's good. Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Let me snort you, Tiny Roach.
You know, Mr.
Watch the bong lights on that highway.
Oh, geez.
It's really fucking funny.
Dr. Feelgood?
Right. Just leave that one as is.
Won't get
perfect.
fooled again?
That's just perfect. What?
Won't get fooled again?
Won't get busted again. You see, you just turn it to fucking
Works.
weed stuff. Yeah.
I really fucked the lyrics up to Rocket Man. I thought I was singing it to myself, and my wife caught me, and I.
What were you singing? She licked my bag last night pre-flight.
This is the way I always felt it, and I swear to God, this is true. And I think it's gonna be a long, long time till touchdown Tim brings me coffee and wine. I'm not the man I think I am at home. Oh, no, no,
All right,
no.
hold on. Touchdown, Tim.
Brings me coffee and wine. And I swear to God, I thought that's what he was saying.
I swear.
I
Now,
swear.
who would Touchdown Tim be?
I thought he was
Tebow?
the character in the thing.
Touchdown Tim Tebow?
I don't know. I thought he was a character in the
Because you're a
song.
Gator guy.
Yeah, I like out of the Florida schools, the Gators. I like the Gators.
Touchdown Tim, is that a nickname yet?
I think it is. Touchdown Tim Tebow.
I don't know what he's waiting for. If
Not
it's not.
yet. People just call him Tebow.
Yeah.
He's that fucking good.
Why don't they call him Tio?
I wish he'd go to the pros. We could put him in our fantasy league this year.
And then I thought the next line was burning down the fence of your neighbor's yard.
Burning down the fence.
No. I think it's going to be a long, long time till touchdown Tim brings me coffee and wine. I'm not the man I think I am at home. Oh, no, no, no. Rocket Man burning down the fence of your neighbor's yard.
Yeah, you're not even coming close.
Touchdown Tim wouldn't even touch wine. Straight edge.
Corey in
what.
Virginia.
Oh, what?
Hey, Ronnie B, how's it going? Earl, it's great to hear you back on the show, man. I miss having you on there. I'm a big Fishbone fan, and I didn't know if you knew anything about their documentary. It was supposed to be coming out last year. Now it's been delayed, and it started as a documentary about the band and the history of the band, and now it's turned into just live performances. You know anything about that?
Fishbone?
Yes. I just did some stuff with
Lawrence Fishbone.
with Dirty Walt, who used to be in the band. So
What are you doing with him?
a lot of promo stuff, just taking shots and things like that.
You're really making it as a photographer now.
I love it. I absolutely love doing it. I'm supposed to make a call today about shooting some more stuff up in Harlem.
We should have had you shoot yourself, getting your Geico money.
Yeah, I can't. I'm not good with the self-portrait type thing.
When is the next time you're going to come back looking for Geico?
Hopefully, I will be Geicoing Fez's $2,000 back. That's the plan.
There's 210 there.
Yeah.
210.
You
Yes.
got the 10. Did you count it all?
Save those eyeballs.
Count all of it.
This looks like the scene from Dead Presidents when they were counting the money
Yeah, I
at
know.
the
It's
end.
fucking great. Seriously, can I get a G-Bo off you?
Yeah, I can lend you some
I bet you could.
money.
Earl's got a big show tonight, Fez.
He's going to be at the Lincoln Center at the Rubenstein Atrium at 8:30 tonight for Black Rock Volume 1 live. Earl's going to be participating in a Q&A, and then live music afterwards from Dragons of Zinth.
Earl Douglas on the line with us. How are you, Earl?
Buddies, how are you?
Good. We heard about your appearance on O&A today.
Yeah, I was a little groggy this morning.
How come so tired? You've been working so hard?
I couldn't sleep. I mean, the nerves really kicked in about tonight, and I just couldn't sleep. And then
What are you nervous about?
doing the whole public speaking thing is always, that's always been like a big phobia with me, and I've worked on and tried to get better at, but I still get nervous.
Well, I'm going to give you a little thing to do here. Try to think of the audience as angry at you and yelling things and judging you.
But that might make me more nervous. Definitely makes me more self-conscious about myself.
And it's also best to think that they're all viewing you taking a shit in a glass toilet.
No.
Earl,
you watching me take a dump?
The book's doing great, right?
It's doing all right. I just got some really great news about getting it out there, getting more exposure about it. I'm in very preliminary talks to have it done as an ebook.
Wow, that would be fascinating. An ebook of photography.
Yeah, I got a call a few days ago about it, and we're trying to work out terms and everything, but it looks like that's going to happen.
Would you call it Google Images?
I don't know about that, but I mean, ebooks have finally started to outsell hardcover. I think this is the first time it's done that ever. So
you're keeping up with the technology.
I'm trying to. I mean, I'm still learning it. So especially how ebooks are done and how to distribute it and all that stuff.
Now the Q&A is what makes you nervous.
Yeah, and again, just being in a room full of people and
Okay.
and the lights are on you.
All right, let's try it a little bit. We'll do a Q&A here. By the way, if you want any of your questions on, 866-RON-0-FEZ, 866-RON-0-FEZ. We're going to take some questions for Earl Douglas now. Yes, the gentleman over here that's looking towards the wall. That's you, Fez. I'm pointing at you.
Uh-huh.
You had a question for Earl Douglas.
Yes, what kind of film do you use?
I don't use any film. I use SD media cards. I shot pretty much everything.
Fez hasn't been to a Q&A in a long time. I don't know if there's a photographer left in the country who uses film.
They don't make film anymore.
Well, Fez doesn't get out much, and he likes the old references. But it was a good literal question. I did enjoy it. You didn't fuck around and make him feel weird about himself. You asked a question that you were curious about, and you expected to hear Kodak, right, Fez?
Yeah,
Kodak would have been a great answer. Hicks, you had a question for Earl.
Yes, Mr. Douglas, when's the last time you had an orgasm?
Oh, last orgasm.
Last orgasm was roughly about a month ago.
So it was during the Obama reign.
Yes, it was during the Obama administration.
All right, questions for Earl Douglas, 866-RON-0-FEZ, 866-RON-0-FEZ. He's got a Q&A on tonight. So far, a month since he's masturbated, and like photographer feed today, he does not use film. Let's go to Paul in Jersey. You're on Fez.
Yeah, hi, Mr. Valanche. I was wondering, how did you come so comfortable with your sexuality, and how are you so comfortable just being yourself?
Well, my name is not Mr. Valanche, and
that would be cool if you called yourself that.
And I'm quite comfortable in my heterosexuality. Thank you very much.
Let's go over here to Brian. You had a question for Earl Douglas.
Yes, I was wondering, Mr. Douglas, do you still only masturbate with your socks on?
Socks on masturbation, Earl?
I never masturbated with my socks on.
Well, they don't end. Well, by the time you're done, they're off, right?
Generally, if I were to pleasure myself, I probably would have no clothes on and much less socks. And when I'm home, I generally I try to take socks off now.
You know what? I haven't been to a lot of Q&As, but this seems to be a lot about masturbation. Dave, you're on with Earl Douglas. He'll be at the Lincoln Center tonight.
Hey, Earl. Where the fuck is Fez's money?
That would have been a question I thought that Fez would have asked. But what was your question, Fez?
Mine was a stupid one about film.
What was it?
What kind of film do you use?
What kind of film, Earl?
I use SD media cards. I don't use any film.
FD media cards. John, in Buffalo, you had a question for Earl Douglas.
Yeah, I love my pop-up picture book, but I want to know something, Earl. Will you sign my copy as the GD for me?
I'm going to sign them under my name, which is Douglas Jr.
What about your African name?
I don't have an African
All
name.
right, here was a question sent to me, Earl. Will your ex be coming to this, and are you two still friends?
I invited her. She declined the invite, and right now we're not on good terms.
What happened, Earl?
I wish I knew, but we are just...
This was love.
Well, before that, it was friendship for 12 years. It was his
Yeah.
12-year friend. Then they have love, and now you don't even get the friendship back.
Yeah, I mean, well, she is staying consistent because she always said when she broke up with someone, she ends it. She has no contact. You're dead to her. Nothing. So she's been consistent with that.
But that cost you your friendship where you guys were always in contact.
Yeah, I mean, I tried to take the high road and try to be civil and be friendly again, but she's not at that place yet.
Why don't you take the high road? I'll take the low road, and I'll be in Scotland for you. Let's go over here to John. John in Philly, you're on Fez.
Hi, Black Earl. Hey, do you have any children?
No, but he's still practicing. Oh, Earl, this is going to go great. Barry in Seattle, question for Black Earl Douglas.
Hey, Earl, have you raped any white women from the crazy bin lately?
You did have sex with a mental patient, right, Earl?
I had an unfortunate relationship, and I'm not raping anyone, or I'm not planning on raping anyone. I've never raped anyone.
Earl, is Opie going to be there tonight at Lincoln Center?
I invited him, so he's more than welcome, and he wants to stop by. He's, again, more than welcome.
If not, can he just flick his bedroom light? Because we'll be able to see it from Lincoln Center.
I hope,
I mean, seriously, if he... One of the things that came up today is people saying that you stopped talking with Ope after he got you the job.
And that wasn't done on purpose. It was totally not done on purpose. I love those guys. I love the whole crew. So,
Ryan in Minnesota.
Hey, Earl, is it black or colored people?
Earl.
I prefer black people, thank you.
You hate the NAACP?
Yes, but you know, that organization's over 100 years old. It just, you can't screw with the brand name.
Here is Mark. Mark, you're on the Ron and Fez show. Questions for Black Earl Douglas.
Mr. Douglas, just a quick question. The man that asked you the question about the Kodak film, do you believe him to be a homosexual?
Earl, you don't have to answer that question.
I'm going to take the fifth on that one.
Are you going to be drinking tonight?
No, not at all.
The parents coming to this one, Earl?
No, they're not going to attend this one.
Did you invite Hard Rock Johnny?
I believe I did. I invited just about everyone. I did it mainly through Facebook, so he's in my Facebook friends list, so he should have gotten the invite.
Will there be any cutouts of you like at the last party?
No cutouts, but there will be like large images of the book on this giant screen along the wall. So,
good. I won't need my glasses.
And Earl, what kind of film do you use?
I used SD media cards.
All right, I was just handed that note from Fez. Here is Jason, South Dakota.
Hi, Black Earl. I had a question. If there's one song that epitomizes you and what you stand for, what would that one song be?
Wow.
Shock the Monkey?
No. Oh, God. Work the Wound by Stu.
Oh, you're loving Stu lately, huh?
Yeah, well, Stu's absolutely fantastic. He's going to be, he's coming back later this fall. He's gonna do
I
some
want to point something out to you, Earl, and I think this is important. Putting something up on your Facebook is not an invite. Earl, the word is that you've moved less than 24 of these books.
Well, again, I was half awake. I mean, it's probably...
You meant 2 million?
No, I wish it were 2 million. Totally wish it were 2 million.
But you put out the word today on O&A, you moved 20 books so far.
I mean, again, I was basically saying, I know I ordered, well, the BRC ordered about 20 books. That's what I meant to say.
So you haven't sold them all?
No. They were basically, we ordered them so we have physical books there. Because everyone's like, we need physical books. We don't want to order online. So we made sure we had a couple of books on hand for tonight. So
very exciting.
First one tonight.
All right, Johnny, we going to see you tonight?
No, I didn't get invited.
I never see you outside the Hard Rock anyway.
All right, boys.
I've only seen you at your work or my work, nowhere else. Oh, no. I did see that one night where you kept a lot of people from dying from a pig.
Yes, I did carve a pig once in front of you and somewhere besides my work or your work.
Yeah. And then you and I weren't even invited inside of that party, were we, Johnny?
It was on Facebook. We were invited by Facebook to come inside.
Yeah. Yeah, later we found out from Facebook, all right, if you guys are done working, come on inside. You will not be focused on, but come on in anyway.
By Facebook.
Talk to you later, HJ.
Later, boys.
Black Earl?
Yes, sir.
Very, very excited about this party tonight.
Yeah, I'm really psyched, and Dragons is in. I think people are going to really love this band. It's kind of like a ghetto psychedelic rock, soul, funk.
All right,
band.
that's right in my wheelhouse. Ghetto psychedelic rock, funk, soul. Perfect.
And the atrium's great. They just renovated it. They got a witchcraft there, so if you want to eat something there.
Oh, God, yeah. Of course, I'll have some witchcraft food. That'll be fantastic. So 8:30, you go on, Earl?
8:30, there'll be a quick announcement from Lincoln Center, and then Rob Fields and I will do the Q&A for probably between 10 and 15 minutes, and then Dragons is in. Bring it home.
Is there any question that you want me to ask you tonight that I'll yell it out?
Again, I'm just so nervous about public speaking. I haven't even thought about what type of questions are going to be thrown at me. I mean, particularly with Rob, and I've known Rob for a long time. And I'm like, "What are you going to ask me?" He's like, "We're going to have to find out when you get there." So that's what I'm nervous about. The curveballs.
Don't be nervous, Earl. Always start with a joke. I like this. My black ass is tired. Or you use ladies love to go chopping. What's with the ladies? They love to go chopping. They're like a Terminator and a shopper. Like Choppinator.
Is it shopping or chopping?
Now my black ass is going to get a drink. Let's go over more questions. Q&A. What was yours, Fez?
Mine was, what kind of film do you use?
Do you feel like you got an answer on that yet?
Yeah.
Let's go to Dan in Florida.
Hey, Sassy. I'm going to be there tonight, +2, and I was wondering if you could sign my book as Sapphire.
Any chance, Earl?
No, I am not. My name is not Sapphire. Never was.
Well, you used to rock under that name. You used to dance under it for a while. Scott, Florida, you got any questions?
Yeah, I was just wondering if Earl still tells as many lies as he used to tell when he worked on your show, Ron. I think after what he said to Hard Rock Johnny, I think we know the answer.
Earl one time told me he invented the donkey. And I go, you got to be out of your mind, Earl. Donkeys were around before you were born. He said him and another motherfucker came up with donkeys. 866 Ron Zero Fez. Here's Steve in Canada.
Yes, Mr. Douglas. Is it appropriate to take more than one person to a wedding?
No, I found that. No, it's not.
Earl, have you invited Eastside Dave to this?
Did I invite Eastside Dave? No. Not that I can remember.
You just put it on your Facebook and nothing else.
I did Facebook. I did a couple of, the artwork for the actual invite was so screwed up that it never really got out because we kept missing the.
Why don't you do an Evite? Did you see the new self-portrait that is put up right now by our buddy Franklin? Franklin
no, I
saw
have not.
Basquiat, and he's now doing self-portraits. Is that up on 202, friends? Make sure you look at that, Fez. Did you answer Fez's question?
I thought I did, yes.
Yeah, he wants to know what kind of film you're using.
I use SD media cards. I don't use film.
Matt, Oklahoma.
Hey, Fezzy. Hey, Tuffy. Hey, I'm curious. Why do you guys call him Black Girl? Is it because he's clearly effeminate?
Yeah, he is a black girl.
I'm not an old man.
That's Q&A is going pretty goddamn good, Earl. Bill, Jersey.
Yeah, Earl, I'm your biggest fan. I just have to find out, when you have sex, do you use more lubricant than when you jerk off a white guy?
Fair question. Earl?
I don't jerk off a white guy, and I don't use any lubricant.
Frank, Georgia, you're on Manifest.
Hey, Earl, the way these books are flying off the shelf, how long before you bring Fezzy back the money?
Well, first of all, he's going to pay Fez back in film. That's where your interest in running these days, Fez?
I guess so, yeah. From what I understand now, it's going to be worthless.
Ezra, you're on the Run of Fez show.
Mr. Douglas, do you understand that the Fifth Amendment is there to avoid incriminating yourself? So are you saying you're a homosexual?
I am not a homosexual. And why are you so curious about my
Good one, Earl.
alleged homosexuality?
And Ezra?
Yes?
We're better than you. 866 Ron Zero Fez. 866. Thanks, Earl. I appreciate it. Fez just gave me the cock of the head there, like something happened, didn't it? California sober.
Now, California sober,
Earl, what pronouns are you using for yourself?
I'm using he and me.
He and me. That's your pronoun. So I should say me is here. Do you understand what I'm saying, Earl?
Earl, you're going to make us sound like cavemen, okay? It's fucked up, all right?
Me is here, Chris. Chris, me is going to the market.
Me loves beans. Me lie.
Go with the beans, Earl. Stop it with the fucking beans all day. Now,
I got to draw a
here's
line
the
on
thing.
the me pronoun.
I go by he and him, but when I'm with my friends, I demand that we are called a pride, like lions.
Oh, that's
That
cool.
we're a pride of lions.
A bad friend asks you to help them move. That's what I'm going to throw that out there.
Wow, I've never even thought of that before. So you're saying it's not so much you're the bad friend, it's a bad person who asks their friends to help them move. What else crosses that line? Because I like where you're going with this, Chris, and this could be the start of a me help book that Earl could put out. What else does a bad friend do?
A bad friend asks for over $800 borrowed. Like if it's over $800, bad friend. Because it's
So
crossing.
700's fine with you.
700's fine, but then 800 you're getting too close to a fucking G stack, and that's fucking
All right.
no.
Earl, what's too much money to ask for? This is interesting.
I would just say $1,000.
Okay, as close as you can get without making it interesting. Have you ever given somebody $1,000, Earl?
Yes, I have.
Who?
My brother.
Okay, that's family.
different.
That's not friends.
Family.
That's a
My
whole
friend-
fucking different. That's a whole different deal.
Totally different.
Now, actually, Vito, you had actually asked about this before.
I did because about a few months ago, I lent somebody exactly $496, and I was furious to even be asked, and I felt forced into saying yes. And then it's just been months of me just being anxious and constantly being told, "Oh, the money's coming today." Oh, like
Don't worry about it.
I'm the fuck you, Chris.
Yeah. Now, here's the thing. I'm going to help you. I wish you would have talked to me before this happened. When you lend a friend, or even more so, like Earl said, a family member money, you have to consider that I am giving my money away. Because you will, I'm going to say most likely, but in my case, have never been repaid. Even when people say, you know I'm good for it, thank you, I promise you I'll get this back. And then I will never hear them bring it up to me. And I just think, yes, I know. You were lying that day, and it's fine. I don't care. And I only think the reason that you're saying 800, Chris, is it shows you where you are in life, where the money hurts. You know what I mean? Because people only think, like, if you had $1 million, you wouldn't care about 800.
No,
you know what I mean?
no, that would
but
be
you'd be
nothing.
like, hey, 80,000, that's starting to fucking really getting to be a problem. You know? Vito, this fucking 496 fucking guy who stuck you in the fucking neck with this. How close are you to this person?
We used to live together when I graduated college.
Mistake.
And it is one of my best friends for the last 10 years. And then he even got another. It's above 496. It's 496 plus 25 because at one point he said, "Hey, can you send me $25? I think I'm having an issue with the app. I'll send it right back." And then I did that and immediately realized I'm never seeing this $25 again.
You're never seeing it again.
Even if I get the 496 back, I'm never seeing the 25.
Dude, the 496 is gone. It's gone.
You're never getting it back.
Now,
dude.
is your friendship worth 500?
At this moment, I'm really on the fence about it. I have no idea if it pains me to say, but I don't know. I don't think I can let $500 go.
I will say this. Well, you have let it go. I mean, what are you going to do? Beat the guy up? Because he's not fucking coming up with it. Your old friend has decided your friendship was worth $500 to him. Now, here's the beautiful part of it. You got this bum out of your fucking life now. They're gone. You learned a fucking lesson and it only cost you a half a fucking G.
But that I didn't want to pay $500 for that lesson.
Next time you won't.
Exactly.
Next time you will say to that person, what you're asking me is not worth our fucking friendship. I'm not a bank. I'm not your fucking family.
Vito, could I borrow $420?
I mean, when can you give it back to me?
Just don't worry about it. I mean, I need the cash, and then we'll take care of that.
Chris,
later.
I would really like to lend you the $400, but you keep saying don't worry.
$420.
I know, but you keep saying don't worry about it. Like if you can give me a date, I could probably lend it to you.
Cash app,
Vito. How much are you going to confront this motherfucker? And how much time before that happens? Because you haven't done it yet.
I should have brought this up. He moved away 2 days ago, so.
You're fucking dumb, dude.
Oh, you're fucked.
Where'd he go?
He moved down south to North Carolina, and he lived across the street from me. We actually ended up living recently across the street from each other, so there was ample time to meet up and give me my money back. Yeah. And then one day he called me and said, "Oh, I have good news. I just got a new job. I'm moving next week." And I just had to be like, "That's cool," and didn't bring up the money. So that's on me.
You weren't going to get it anyway. It's gone.
I just need that money.
I know you do.
I pay rent now.
Mm-hmm.
I fucking pay for my laundry.
I know.
I have to go to the bank and get quarters for my laundry.
Strap it off.
Groceries. Fucking, it all adds up, and then I just think about this $496 plus $25. You know how many Mets games that is? That's 20. That's 20 Mets games. I've done the math.
Now, Earl, would you have lent a friend money?
Yeah, depending on the friend. Like if it's, someone I've known a long time, very long time, yeah, I would do it.
Well, don't you always say never a borrower or lender be? Isn't that your motto?
It's words to live by.
Have you ever borrowed money from somebody and not paid them back?
I have done that, and I feel bad about it. And I would love to rectify
There's a way to solve that.
Now, how much money was it?
It's $2,000.
$2,000?
Yeah.
2G stacks.
Wow. Now, aren't you glad that you're not closer with Earl? Vito?
Hell yeah, you're a bad person, Earl. 2 G's? And you're just saying you feel bad about this instead of paying back this person the $2,000.
Can I tell you something? I believe Earl probably jacked somebody and took fucking 2 G's from him. I bet it was an old lady on her way to pay her fucking mortgage. Earl fucking sees her, hits her in the back of the fucking ear with a sock full of hot fucking quarters, goes through that pocketbook and runs down the street. And Earl, every time I see you, you're wearing something new. You're always fucking looking fucking sharp.
You're right.
Can I tell you something, Earl? Most days I see you, you know who I say you look like? Nino Brown. That's how fucking flash you are. Fucking New Jack.
Cash money, brother.
Earl bought like a $2,000 camera once, like right when he started working at Sirius. Your Leica camera.
I remember that. You were so fucking proud of that camera.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, I got it for a little over $2,000.
It took me a year to pay the thing off.
You should have paid off the fucking $2,000 before you went out and bought a camera.
You don't pay shit off, bro. You just take.
He says it took me a year to pay off, but you were already $2,000 in the hole when you fucking did this. I'm having a hard time hearing this fucking story. I'm now starting to believe that a lot of the shit that Hard Rock Johnny says about you is fucking true.
I'm proud of it.
Seems like you are by going, hey, check out this new fucking camera. All right, here's the thing, Vito. You're not going to see your money back. But at least this fucking scumbag that ripped you off is not as fucking ballsy as Earl Douglas.
No. Earl disgusts me. I never thought I would be this turned off and disgusted by Earl Douglas. But to hear him tell us about $2,000 and then act like he feels bad about it when there's an easy way to fucking make up for this.
Well, wait a minute. Didn't you see the kind of pizza he eats? He's already fucking proven himself to be antisocial. Well, look who's on the phone here. Our own Fez Watley.
Hello. Pronouns yours, mine, and ours. Fez Watley here.
Yeah.
Hey, Fez.
Hello. I just found it interesting that Earl set the limit at $1,000 that he would loan to a friend. Especially after it was me who gave him the $2,000.
What the fuck?
Is that true?
It's true.
Yes. I haven't seen a dime of it. All I got was a sucky birthday poem.
How long ago was that, Fez?
That, I think it went back to the NEW days.
You're fucking kidding me. That's like fucking 17 years ago.
Yeah, that's 17 years of interest compounded Fesley.
Now, Earl, in 17 years you couldn't pay back $2,000 and you feel bad even though you bought a fucking $2,000 camera and paid it off?
Like I said, I feel horrible about. I just feel horrible about it.
But there's a way to not feel horrible. It's to pay back. Like, you don't have to live with this weight.
The more, like, I can't even broach the subject anymore.
How do you broach the subject? Is here, I owe you money.
Here's
what,
the
are you
money.
Embarrassed? You think he forgot? He just called us now. After 17 years, he called us.
And I have no memory after dying recently, but that one's stuck in the memory bank.
Sure.
Well, Fezzi, if it's any consolation, I would like to make it right and pay you back.
But you had 17 years to make it right. First of all,
no, I mean, like I am ashamed and disgusted with myself over this. It's been like a sword over my head for a very long time, and I want to make it right. I really do.
But why didn't you pay him 10 here, 25 here, 50 there?
I couldn't explain it. I really can't. I mean, I just don't. Like I said, just the longer it went on, the longer
I will tell you this, Gail.
You forgot.
I'm obviously friends with both of them. I've never heard this fucking story before today. It's
This is so strange.
funny to me because how many times have they been together over the last fucking 17 years?
I know.
All this started because
Hospital
Vito.
bills. They don't bring you back to life for free.
Oh, I know. You've been nothing but behind the fucking 8 ball over the years. Now, here's the thing. This came up because Vito lent a friend money, and the guy actually moved away. He fucking pulled what we now call an Earl Douglas. He fucking moved, and he ain't paying Vito. Vito's like kind of freaked about it, and I'm like, your money's gone. You're not going to go beat the guy up, but the money's gone.
Right.
This guy decided this is what you're worth. Now, at the time, did you go to Fez and say, dude, I need 2 G's?
Yes, I mean it was just a really kind of weird period in my life, and
I
it
get
came
it,
through
but
for me, and I really
I know,
appreciate
but
it.
let me just ask this: why didn't you go to Ronnie B? You went for the soft fucking touch, didn't you? You went for the soft fucking underbelly, Fez Watley. Because you're like, oh fuck,
I didn't know what I was doing.
Here's the thing: he would have lent that money to me and pulled this fucking routine. His head would have been on a swivel. I'd have come out of a fucking bowl of rice. Here's the deal, Earl. You fucking purposely didn't pay him back. Figure out the
You
vig
must
right
have
now.
been so thrilled, Earl, when I moved away.
Hey, Chris, figure out the vig. Fucking if somebody on the street lent him $2,000 back in which I'm guessing is like 2003, 2004, maybe even 2002. Figure out the vig on that.
Okay.
Now, Fez, has it bothered you? Has it irked you that he hasn't brought it up? Or did you just drop it?
Well, you have to drop it. You know, you consider it just lost money. But, maybe I didn't say anything, but it's not like I didn't think it every time I saw Earl's face.
Oh, my God.
Oh, this is awful. Earl, how do you
can
live
forgive,
with yourself?
but it's hard to forget.
You don't live with yourself. That's the problem. That's why it's been wrong.
So this is you feeling sorry for yourself again.
No, I feel bad that he feels bad. That's what I feel bad about.
But you've had the money, dude. You've had the money. I'm not saying you got it right now, but over the last 17 years, you've had the money. You've taken trips.
I've taken any trips in the last 17 years. You know me, I love New York.
Okay. You haven't had
That got to
any
do with it.
You haven't had any money in 17 years. Not a fucking dime.
Going on a 5% VIG, and that's weekly interest, Earl would owe Fez $95,000 from 2003.
Can I tell you something? I don't know who the fuck you borrow money from on the street. 5% ain't fucking happening. There's no such thing as 5% on the street.
That's very generous. Visa and MasterCard is getting 24% off of you.
Come on.
You know what?
This is crazy.
Hey, I'll tell you something right now. I'll buy this fucking loan off you for $500, Fez, and I will fucking take the 92 out of this motherfucker. I'll be on him constantly. I'll be down there And then he's bragging about not taking tips at the fucking Hard Rock. He's like, no, please, I can't take a tip. Give it to one of the girls. You owe fucking Fez money.
I was just trying
I honestly thought when he took that Hard Rock gig and he was living with his parents that he took the second job to try to pay me back. That was actually in the back of my mind.
Can I tell you something, Fez? You're the most naive sucker I've ever heard of in my life. I mean, you should have cotton candy and a fucking balloon right now, because you are a mark walking down the fucking midway. And this fucking con man that you fucking believe befriended you, I'm sure he sweet-talked that fucking money right out of your fucking pocket.
Oh, yeah. And, I mean, I didn't even get oral favors for it.
That's a shame. Should have got something.
Something, right?
Sure.
And
you're a Christian.
Yes. I'm not, at the moment, not a very good one. Yes.
No. You're the worst I've ever heard of. And that fucking includes Judas.
Well, what stunned me is that when Ronnie asked the original question, how much is too much to ask for a friend to borrow? And you said $1,000. And I'm like, whoa, he took me for double what he actually thinks is bad.
But here's the thing. He was talking about somebody he respects. Obviously, Fez, he has zero respect for you.
That's not
Were
true.
you so helping that one of those heart attacks would have killed Fez and you'd be fucking free and clear?
Oh, my God.
No.
Absolutely. No one knew.
Then you would owe that
today.
to his family.
I would have paid to offset anything, and I still do that now.
Wait a minute. How would you have paid to offset it?
Whatever, you know, God forbid if he had passed away, I would have given that towards the funeral.
How? How would you have done that? You haven't paid a fucking dime
enjoyed that money
in 17 years. Now you really have such faith in yourself that you would have stepped up and said, ladies and gentlemen, I've got the funeral, please.
Even if it took you forever, if you just had set aside $1 a day, like think about how much more clear you'd be feeling.
7 years.
now.
Hey, 10 years ago he'd have paid it off at $1 a day.
Yeah,
10
I bet.
fucking years
That's-
ago.
And now he wants to throw in $2,000 towards my funeral and look like the hero.
Yeah.
In this story.
Oh, that's a good point. Then he gets all. He's not going to say, I owed him this. He's going to be like, you know what? This is from the bottom of my heart. I want to do something.
And Fez's sister would be like, oh, did you know Fez's friend Earl from New York? He gave us $2,000. He's a wonderful man. He's such a good man. Oh, this is really going to help us with the flowers.
Fez would haunt you for that.
You sick fucking sociopath.
I'm like, hey, I'm offering to pay off I have it there. It took me a long time.
Wait a minute. You say that you're offering. 17 years has gone by. I never even heard of this until Fez just called. And then you're like, hey guys, I'm putting up right now. I'm offering. Gil fucking killed me with the $1 a day. How quickly you could have paid this off in 2,000 short days without once thinking about it.
No. And he would have accepted that and probably thought, oh man, it really took him some time to save that up. But he made good on this.
I would have taken it in singles.
Each day.
Every day, get $1. That'd be nice. Then you go out, get yourself a nice fucking jawbreaker or a fucking pixie stick.
Sure.
Maybe buy a loose fucking cigarette somewhere. Earl, you know how you'd be limping if you would have fucking burnt me for 2,000? I'd have broke your kneecaps, then your fucking ankles, fucking balls of your feet. I'd have popped off each fucking toe. And now you're laughing your ass off at Fez.
I'm not laughing at Fezzy.
He loves it.
You know what? Literally to the day when I think about Fez's first fucking heart attack, did you get him before or after, Earl?
It was, I believe it was after.
After. You fucking went up to a guy who had just had a heart attack while he's there with the fucking tubes in his nose and said, give me a couple grand or I'll punch you right in the fucking chest. Let's face it, you bullied him out of this money.
No, I did not.
I wondered why, when he came to visit me in the hospital, he said, by the way, where's your wallet?
Holy shit.
No, no.
No. Well, this is
this last heart attack, number 7. I flatlined twice, and all I said was, it's nice and peaceful here, but I got unfinished business, and my hand's coming up through the dirt out of that grave.
I fucking am so proud of you for that, Fez. Coming back from the death to get your fucking money. And look how quiet fucking Vito is, because he realizes, right? Now, he sees close up how much that person cares about him. Because here's an Earl who for 17 years hasn't given a fuck about Fez.
Not one.
Oh, you're a bad person.
I want to thank you, Vito, for bringing up the subject.
I want to apologize to you,
that Earl
Fez.
found so hard to figure out what to say. You said it in 2 seconds.
I feel so bad for you, Fez, that this honestly monster came in your life and swindled you, and I wish nothing but bad things on Earl now. All for you.
You don't at least admire Earl's balls? I mean, it's one thing to be a grifter of strangers, but to pull in one of what I would consider best friends and fucking paste that fucker for $2,000 and then go hang around him after that without once saying, look, dude, I know I owe you that money. Merry Christmas, don't worry. It's coming.
No, I couldn't. I honestly, the guilt, I would never be able to see that person again. Either I'd have to pay it or I'd never be able to see them again. I can't imagine just spending time with that person and pretending as though it didn't happen.
I almost feel like what Earl tried to do was kill him in his own way through stress. The perfect crime.
$1 at a time.
Yeah, $1 at a time, $1 a day, dollar store. That's how he looks at fucking Fez Whatley. This the old pay less. No one pays less than Earl Douglas.
Earl's a
That's
sociopath.
damn pizza.
I honestly know there's a lot of people who never know whether there's the fucking show is a work or a shoot. I swear to you, I have no memory of this. And the fact the two of them do must have meant Earl fucking said to Fez, hey, I need to borrow some money. Don't tell the guys or anything. Let's keep this between me and you. Knowing that Fez is good to his word. You know what I mean?
I know. Really taking advantage of his empathy and charitable nature.
Sure.
And have I ever in 17 years brought it up to either you, Ronnie, or Gail?
Never once heard it. Never
it's the
once
first
heard
time
it.
hearing it.
Now, let me just say this. Did he say, can I borrow money? Or did he let on, I'll keep your gay secret to myself? Because back then you weren't even out yet.
That's not right.
And, like, everyone knows, in those days, back in the early 2000s, they would have destroyed him in the radio business. Fez Whatley would have been out of the radio business so fucking fast.
Oh, yeah.
And Earl knew it. Earl knew it. Basically, you were blackmailed by a black male in this case.
That's the ironic part.
Yeah.
You'd never expect that, would you?
Earl, here's what I say. Let's keep this quiet for the next 17 years. Let's not say a word of it for 17 years.
Because I
Like
got
the
to be
cicada.
gone by that time.
Every time the fucking cicadas come out,
Oh.
it's fucking literally a 17-year thing.
Earl Cada.
Earl Cada.
And that kind of sounds like Al Qaeda.
And what have you been? Buried underground all this time, hatching fucking eggs?
Ew.
Letting them fly out and get some more money from people?
And you're not even that good at flying once you do come out. You're just confused and disoriented.
In Earl's defense, he used this money for cocaine and heroin. So.
Oh, okay, well.
Oh, great.
I see.
Yeah. He had what is called back then a monkey on his dick. You're ballsy, Earl.
No, I'm feeling
Yeah,
very
no one
small
like him.
right now.
I'll give you that.
I say this. You're fucking street smart. You knew the guy that fucking hit on the kind one.
No, I'm not that smart. Ronnie.
Could you imagine if you... Hey, could you imagine if you would have tried to get that money from me or Opie or Anthony? We'd have fucking been on your dick every fucking day, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he knew who to come to.
See, that really upsets me. That he targeted Fez that way.
Sure.
That's
Who wouldn't?
twice. That's twice this has happened in my lifetime. Where a
was the other
good
time?
friend took me for money. The other was BL.
Oh, yeah, 10 G's.
BL stole 10 grand from me, and she is persona non grata. Earl, I at least stayed friendly with.
I will say this. I normally can convince... I'm like Earl. I can convince Fez of anything. But I've never been able to talk him even to talking to BL again. You know what I mean? And
Never.
I try all the time. I go, what if we just fucking hang out or we just do a thing? I'll be there. No, absolutely not. And yet Earl is able to, like he says, be ready to fucking come in and wet his beak again.
He's a king grifter.
Nah, like I said, I feel like garbage. I really do.
No, you don't. You're smiling.
No,
it's
I'm
fine
not
that you're.
smiling. I am not
Hey,
smiling.
can I tell you something, Earl?
I want that very
I
clear. I am
fucking,
not-
I accept you the way you are. You're a guy who fucking doesn't care. I accept Vito's friend. I blame anybody in life. I blame Vito and fucking Fez because they, they thought it would be easier to fucking give this guy money than have the uncomfortability go on.
And you did, you were laughing. You did find it funny. You found it as funny as an attack on Sinead O'Connor.
Yeah.
I thought the pillow fight was like, funny and playful, but then when I found out it was a can opener, and I was like, okay, that's like reinforces what I already knew about Prince.
Dude, we can go
Yeah.
back and listen to it, and we will hear you laugh at the fucking when I say can opener.
Chris
He is a toxic fuck, isn't he?
Yeah. All right, we got to get Dish going. Fez, first of all, let me say this. A, I'm proud of you for walking past your death spot today. That was very, very courageous. And triggering is a real thing. When you go back to where, your heart stopped and you had to walk through that physical space, and it brought it all back.
Yeah.
And
Good job, Fezzy.
I'm proud of you for that. Now, I'm also ashamed of you for having Earl steal $2,000 from you and BL steal $10,000 from you. Quite frankly, I'm absolutely ashamed.
How much of a rube am I to get taken by those two rubes?
Yeah, no kidding. Two of the dumbest people I've ever met ripped you off for fucking money. $6,000 each, really, between the two of them. Which I wouldn't even be surprised if those two aren't working together somehow.
They are.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
All right. We got to go do Dish, buddy. Talk to you soon. Fez Watley.
Yeah.
The $2,000 man. The easy touch. Look at the smile on fucking Earl's face.
He loves
you
it.
care zero, dude.
Tell me
Oh
where
my
to
God.
tell me where to send the money, please. I will pay you back.
Chris
What are you
stands with
talking
passion.
about?
Send
For
it to me.
17 fucking years, you know where to send the money. Why is it my fucking job? Why would that be my job? It isn't.
Give him the
You
P.O.
could have
box,
handed
Rob.
it
Why
to
wouldn't
me.
Sure, he has Venmo.
All right, guess
That's
what,
a good
Fez?
point.
I just got a text that said fuck from BL.
just fuck.
Yeah,
Look.
they've both been exposed today.
Don't you like the way that Earl just turns around and makes it somebody else? Tell me what to do. You're like a child. You're a fucking full-grown man. You don't want to take care of your fucking self. Nobody fucking owes you to give out a thing. Nobody owes you a fucking... What are you going to do? Go take it from another person?
Oh,
I'm trying to make
You
this
can't just
right.
go through life letting your parents
You were
order
not
your
trying to
pizza,
make it
you know what I
right.
mean? You can't, you gotta grow up and do it yourself.
17 years this has gone by, and we wouldn't have heard about it unless Fez called. I was fucking amazed when Fez called. I thought he was calling about the thing that happened today of him going to the DMV.
I was stunned when he said a person should only lend 1,000. I had
All
to
right.
call.
I got an update from BL. She just said, shove that cash up your virgin ass, Watley. Why is she gotta bring up
okay.
virginity?
Right, yeah.
Look.
Yeah, where my 10 grand went into the latest facelift over on Leatherface there.
But please be at least a little bit angry with Earl. Not all of it aimed at BL.
Oh, I'm furious, and I really wanted to call to warn Vito, stay away. We're the two suckers here. Stay away. He's going to try to get the $2 grand out of you to send to me and keep this check kiting scheme of his going.
He did save you.
How does that work? How do you kite these checks? You have one check
You're just
always.
moving imaginary money from one source
Yeah.
to another.
It's like Bitcoin.
Yeah, he basically is Bitcoin right now.
With Earl, it's Dogecoin instead of Doge. It's Dodge. I'm dodging the guy I owe.
Earl, you want to go out, sell yourself as a male prostitute, and then beat up that John. You know what I'm saying? That's how you get the money.
Boogie Nights scene.
Everybody's talking at me. I don't hear a word they're saying. I got a sick boy, mister. I got to get this back here to him. I got a sick boy I got to take care of. And then he's fucking taking the bus with Fez. Fez pisses himself and then dies in the bus by fucking Earl's got his arm around him.
Yeah.
Right, so Fezzo Rizzo.
Fade to black, roll credits.
Oh my God, what a movie.
So good.
What a fucking movie. All right, we're really running late on Dish. What is it?
We also have a live read that I sent you guys.
Why didn't we just do
I'll
that
take
earlier?
a $2,000 dish, please.
I have never said this before, but I would love to say to each listener, please don't ask me anything more about Earl or Fez, whether it was at work, whether it was a shoot. I will tell you this, I would never trust Earl to be part of a work. That's how much. That's how you know that it's a shoot. If it's a work, it's a work on Earl. That's when there'll be a work. Like, oh, Earl didn't know that you guys were going to do that. That happens quite a bit. But is it ever going to be, me and Earl are going to fool Gail and Chris? No, that's never going to happen. Or the bit would turn into me, God damn it, Earl, you fucking promised me that you would pay attention. You know what I mean? I wouldn't do that to myself. Also, if I knew that this thing took place 17 years ago of Earl beating Fez out of $2,000, I'd have been busting both their balls for 17 years. Of course. I feel like I'm the fucking Rube in this for never catching whatever little uneasy tension exists. Now, so we just found out yesterday that Earl borrowed $2,000 from Fez and then and never paid him back, and it came out. And this is supposedly like 17 years. By the way, what I described, please, if you missed it, go to On Demand, because it's a mind fuck. It's
It really
unfucking believable the way this thing rolls out. And why Fez called in and got mad is because Vito said, "How much money is too much for someone to ask you to borrow?" And Earl said 1,000. And apparently Fez was listening to the show and his fucking head exploded. And then, I don't even know, I really didn't even fill you guys in on this. And then he screamed out that Biel owes him 10,000, and then she got fucking mad. So all these things are fucking exploding up and down the East Coast.
Crazy.
All because Vito had his own problems, and everybody took it over. It stopped being about Vito completely. Now people are writing to me mad because Earl did this thing that they're angry about, and then we go and buy him a fucking Cheetos cake, which wasn't because...
That was beforehand.
Yeah, we didn't know. And this was, by the way, you don't get a thank you out of Earl, and I don't mind, because it was Chris that was behind this, started the idea, send it to him, and then Chris just said, "This fucking guy, he can't even give me a thank you." And I said the same thing. I go, "You can't do things for a thank you.
No.
It doesn't work that way. The world doesn't work that way."
Lesson learned. I feel
if you want to see Earl, for some reason, unboxing his Cheetos cake instead of just eating it.
He's like a social media influencer, you know?
Yeah, we watch a man open a box. It's not really all that fun. The Cheetos
There's a lot
cake,
to unpack, and it's not just the cake when you watch this video, by the way.
Now, Earl also, let me see Earl, because I want to ask him. Earl, also, you complained that the boxing had been done wrong. Hoagie Dom blames that on you for opening this thing with a knife instead of correctly, like with a razor. He thought you taking a kitchen knife, shaking it back and forth, attacked the plate. And Hoagie Dom knows more about food preparation, great food, more than anyone I know. And I know fucking people on the Food Network. And Hoagie Dom's a million times better than anyone on the fucking Food Network. So you might have done that to the cake yourself, Earl.
I also blame UPS because apparently, because UPS sucks in general. They just suck. There's a reason why the company color is brown. Apparently they were tossing this thing around like a frisbee. So
you were holding the box up, Earl. You held the box up to the camera. You weren't being delicate with a cake. You knew you had a cake coming, right?
Can I just say, I also can't trust somebody who cuts the cake with the same knife that they open the package with.
Dude.
And I also take umbrage with somebody who cuts a cake that's still in a box. You take the cake out.
Take it out.
There's a presentation, and then you cut the cake. You're sawing at it from the top. I understand the top already looked ruined, but it's still, it was a little thing that bugged me.
Earl, this is what Earl complains about. That he says he can't do anything around you people. Is there a reason, Earl, that you think you can't even open up a box and then enjoy your cake?
Well, in the end, the back end of the box was very, very, very loose and flimsy. It almost fell apart. That's why I tried to take it out, and it was starting to go. I was like, let it go. Just open it right from the box
Chris,
before the thing.
This is his way of saying thank you to him. You sent him a shitty box and a shitty UPS truck and a shitty cake.
I know. I'm the problem.
Of his favorite food.
Of his precious fucking Cheez-Its that I bought him 40 bags of. No thank you.
Never got so much as a thank you.
Get him a limited edition. I was fucking on the website of Goldbelly fucking at noon. So fucking get that cake immediately. Immediately sent to fucking Earl. And he says, oh, the UPS fucked it up. Bro. You're fucking waving that box around.
I'm pissed at UPS. I am not pissed off at you, Chris.
Why
you thinking about you?
Love the cake?
He's the one who picked UPS. You can pick whatever fucking delivery service you want. So that's like you spitting into his asshole and then telling him that he must have sharded.
If you're gonna spit in my asshole, eat it out, Earl, okay? Don't fucking tell me I fucking sharded, bro.
Would you be willing to do that, Earl?
Before or after dinner, Chris?
Oh,
I don't even know what it means, but I like it.
He's overweight.
Motherfucker. Yeah, I have a weight problem, okay? I have a weight. Why bring that up, you fattest asshole, okay? Fucking
Is that
fat
a term?
shamer. It is now.
Yeah.
I
Hey,
can.
Go ahead, Vito.
I consider myself an expert when it comes to cake.
Oh, that's true.
I've cut.
I forgot that.
I've cut thousands of cakes. Okay, and I'm not exaggerating. That's a real number. You can put that on the board.
Okay, we don't have a board, but okay.
I saw this garbage
Put it up
thing
there, Ron.
that Earl brought out, and I am convinced that he destroyed that cake because the icing was a fondant icing. If you've ever dealt with fondant before, it is basically a rock hard structure that is hard to cut. I think Earl tried to cut the cake, realized he didn't start filming, and then put it back and blamed it on the delivery. Because that's what happens when you cut a fondant cake poorly.
Now,
I know the packaging of Goldbelly, and I was wondering, did you maybe put it in the fridge and then take it out? Did you put something on top of it that could have crushed it in some way?
It went straight into the freezer once it was delivered.
I will say this. Normally, I would say Vito was being paranoid, but after Earl pulled out the fucking $2,000 long fucking con, anything could happen.
That's
these
true.
days. Anything.
Ron, you
Also,
sent me
Earl-
so much delicious Goldbelly. Not
I hope
once
you
was
liked
it
it.
damaged. Oh, I loved it. And I thanked you right away. I didn't go
I know you
make a
did.
video before I even
Yeah.
spoke to you. I
By the
thanked
way,
you.
yeah, not only that, but then you and your mom were so sweet in those videos. Thank you,
So
Bennington Show. Thank you. And now here's Earl. UPS fucking blows. Did you enjoy the cake even slightly, Earl? Because you didn't tell anyone if you did.
I enjoyed the cake, with the exception of whatever that thing, the icing, whatever it is. It was a little too rich for my taste, but the cake itself is absolutely fantastic.
It was too rich?
Wait, well, so look, the icing is part of the cake. If you get a cake and you don't like the icing, you're like, this cake doesn't work for me.
That hurts the cake.
It destroys it. I mean, if I'm doing a fucking judging show, if I got called in to be like a baker's judge, I'd be like, I'm sorry, the icing doesn't work for me. You're right. Did not cut the cake. And I'd send that person home.
What was the issue with the icing?
Just a very, very, very rich and very, obviously I was eating with my hands. And it
Why
was
not
like,
get a
very
That was another thing.
stained.
Why not get a fork? And why use a serrated steak knife to cut your cake? You should use a flat.
What
edge
difference does a
cake.
goddamn make
Also-
about a baking knife?
makes all the
Jesus,
difference.
Mary and Joseph. Why can't I cut my cake the way I want to cut my cake?
Because it's
Why not?
incorrect way.
Exactly. I open up
That's
the
a
cake,
good
it's a
point.
mess, okay? I didn't do that. No. I just
When you get a
Maybe
bowl-
it wasn't meant to go in the freezer.
I did
Was it an ice cream
enjoy-
cake?
I
No,
enjoyed the cake.
Yeah, why would you
very
throw it
much.
into the freezer? Why not just like put it out so that it would be unfrozen when you attempted to cut it? Also, Earl, unless I'm wrong, you said, and you're all alone, you said, I'll cut a small piece for everyone. Now, do you see people
For
that
everyone,
you don't see?
For everyone watching, that's what I meant to say.
How does
But
that
you're not
work?
getting any.
Individual viewer of your
Each
unboxing?
person
I
is going...
was going to put my words right. No, I'm not. I just got it all wrong. But once again, I enjoyed
But
the
if you
cake.
got that wrong,
And
you
Chris-
probably messed up the cake too, Earl.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Hey.
You fucking took the cake, you shook it, you're mad about
I
everything.
didn't shake it.
Fez is
I
fucking
showed
on
the
to
kid.
you. He
You
knows what
fucking
you've been
owe
up
Fez
to.
$2,000. Like, you're fucked up, dude. Use a serrated knife to just tear through the cake. That's not the way you cut a cake.
I guess I just wanted a piece of cake, Chris. Stop busting my balls, okay? I wanted a piece of cake. That's what I wanted. I wanted the cake. I enjoyed the cake. Thank you for the goddamn cake, all right?
I don't want to
It's
thank you
delicious.
Now
like that.
you satisfied, Chris. You got to thank
And you bled him
Yeah.
to say thank you.
Thank
For
you
this
for
probably
the
very
goddamn
inexpensive cake that you got him, right? I mean,
It was
an
quite
After he went and
expensive.
cut a small piece for all of us. We all got a
didn't
small piece.
I didn't get no taste of that cake, all right? And you know what? I like Cheez-Its too. Not to the extent that
I
fucking
didn't know
Earl
that.
does. Yeah, I enjoy Cheez-Its. But no, I don't order Cheez-Its for me. I order Cheez-Its for Earl. And I get fucking slapped around like a fucking dirty asshole.
I didn't. You're right. I slapped you. Yes.
No, let's stop for a second. No one slaps around a dirty asshole. That would be weird, Chris. Second, it's Earl's cake. You bought it for him. If he wants to destroy it, fucking hammer it with a fucking dull knife, step on it, rub his nuts on it. That's his business.
Yeah, he can have his cake and eat it too if he wants.
How? How can you have the cake and eat it?
He was eating it with his hands. That's like if I got him a bowl of soup and he just cupped his hands and poured it into his hands and drank it out of his hands. Like, it's just like, I get you something beautiful for 100 years of Cheez-Its, dude, okay? And then you fucking shit all over it with your butt.
Not only that, but do you know how few people are going to get this cake? You know what I mean?
It's out. No more. There was like 7 of them. I got one of them for Earl.
And it turned into a nightmare.
Did I or did I not say I enjoyed the cake?
I don't recall that. Or I heard you just say, thanks for the goddamn cake. Yeah, I cut cake the way I want to cut cake. Sure, I cut right through the box and then slice the cake with it. That's part of the fun.
You're fucked up, man. And you have this new show, Earl's Unboxings, and you're fucking throwing it in all our faces.
I just thought of something. I said the thing to these performers that Chris would have liked to get from Earl.
Oh, yeah, that's it. That's what you've been yearning for.
100% right, Ron. Earl has done nothing like that for me because he takes me for granted, he doesn't like me, and he fucking treats me like an asshole. All right? He treats me like a fucking bitch. And I keep going
like a
back
dirty
to him.
asshole. He slaps you around like a dirty asshole.
Slaps you around like one does with a dirty asshole, I guess.
Are you happy about this, or are you happy you've hurt my feelings? Because I'm not happy when I hurt your feelings,
Chris,
which I rarely do.
One more time. The cake was fantastic. I enjoyed it.
Earl, can I help you with something? One more time is not the thing to say. Also, it has nothing to do with the actual cake. It's the thought behind the cake. Just like Vito saying, I called you to thank you. The point was, he was like, oh my God, my coworkers appreciate me. They see what I'm doing, going over and above during this pandemic. And they're making sure that the food doesn't matter. He has food. It's that we're thinking of you. Chris thought of you, and you destroyed the cake, which is kind of funny because I know that
it's not.
When Opie stomped on the homeless cake, I remember how
right.
fucking hard you laughed at that.
And you learned from that, Earl.
Yeah.
That's probably what
And
I didn't realize.
somebody said that you even spit on that man's shoes. So I get it. You know what I mean? I'm not part of it. I get fun. You know what I mean? I'm not. Believe me, I'm not some aging fucking millennial that doesn't get what the Zoomers are doing. You know,
I don't
geriatric
understand them.
millennial.
That's
okay,
me.
I'm with the Zoomers 100%. Okay, and
Wish I
that's
was.
cap, Earl. That's fucking cap.
Now, what does that mean?
I know it sounds sus, but it's fucking cap.
You see, Earl, did that explain to you that you're just talking down to me by saying, one more time, stupid, I like the cake? That's what you're fucking saying to me. I've heard you say you liked your precious fucking cake, okay? But no, you're not thankful. That's it. And the only time you said thank you was in a fit of fucking Black Earl anger.
He has every right to be angry. He got fucking busted yesterday for the 2 Gs.
But don't take it out
He
on
had the
stand,
perfect
man.
crime, and Vito brought up something that right away you knew it was going to shed a light on you, Earl.
Yes, and then and I actually, if I'm not mistaken, I actually brought up the fact that I did this. I've owned up to this.
But now with
You
who?
didn't. Fez called.
Yes.
Fez called and told us. You didn't own up to it. You said you owed money to someone. And
Exactly.
then Fez called. You are so easy on yourself, Earl, which is fine with me. But what you are saying, you're defending yourself in the indefensible way.
not saying it's the best. I'm going to think that I'm feeling horrible about it. I still feel horrible about it. I still want to pay the man back.
Why didn't you take care of him? You only wanted to pay him back because he called.
That's it. You've
At
had
no
$2,000.
point in the 17 years did you even contact him. In 17 years. And now you're fucking telling us that you're a stand-up guy. And I'm the one taking the full brunt of the fucking heat that's coming in from the listeners. They're fucking blaming me.
Unfortunate.
They're like, Fez is your friend. Why don't you defend him? Look, I would have fucking slapped that money out of his hand if I would have seen it at the time. Fez purposely didn't tell me he was throwing money down a fucking turlet.
And I feel horrible that then the listeners stop picking on Ronnie B. Stop, just leave him alone.
Too late.
He had
This is
nothing
all
to do
my
with
fault.
This
It is
is what
not
you've
your
done,
fault.
Earl. This is what you've done.
Okay.
You fucking, yeah.
All right. Can I tell you something else, Earl? When you act like, stop picking on Ronnie B. Look at this. Here's a fucking UPS driver who just sent us a thing. It's Brad that just says, "Fuck you." We have now alienated the fucking UPS drivers who are being blamed on something when these guys have worked through the entire pandemic. Pre getting any kind of fucking shots. Pre.
Oh my God, this is embarrassing.
Brad, I would
I'm
just like to
sorry.
say, yeah, and we appreciate everything that you've done
Yes.
through this entire trying time. And you've made a lot of money for Amazon. A lot of money. You should be proud of that.
The reason why that uniform is brown, they are shit. Their customer service
Whoa!
line is shit.
Why are you
S-A-I-A.
saying that, Earl? Why are you saying that?
Because they always screw up my deliveries. Every single
What deliveries do you get?
Your Cheez-Its? That's
Unless they're for
ones.
me, you're not getting any.
What deliveries are you getting, Earl?
They have screwed up deliveries for my parents. They have screwed up deliveries for me as far as just like small things that I've
Don't
needed.
fight their battles for them.
Look how he's going to have his way. Small things that I've needed. He wants to make sure that we don't know what kind of electronics he's getting delivered because
Fine
he
with
owes
that
the
too,
2
Greg.
G's out. And then Can I tell you this? Because since the pandemic started, I get my cigars delivered. It's always UPS. This week and the last time that I ordered cigars, they got here a day earlier. Thanks to the great men and women in brown. You know what I
Love
mean?
that.
And I will say this. I'm down with the brown.
The only thing Earl's getting delivered is fucking issues of Maxim magazine. I don't even know how that's fucking possible.
Holy crap.
Fucking younger than you, dick.
Here's Trisha in D.C.
Hey there. Can you guys
Hey.
hear me?
Yeah.
Hey. So I would like to give a list of do's and don'ts to Earl about what is appropriate and what is not.
Okay.
Please
It's
lecture
a
me.
basic SOP for any human being who's a decent person, but one, when someone sends you a gift, you have to say thank you. Two, if someone sends you a gift, you cannot complain about one thing about it. It doesn't matter if the whole thing was shattered. You can't make a
You're
single
right.
complaint about it or the packaging or those people who delivered it. You just have to say thank you. And you have to do it right away. When you when you borrow $2,000 from someone, not only do you have to pay them back, but if you don't pay them back, you cannot make other purchases. You cannot be buying equipment. And the fact that you just mentioned all these packages that are coming to you from UPS, when you were just caught yesterday, not having paid back Fez for 17 years, it is so infuriating that I just feel like you have to give him a list of what he can do and what he can't, because this is unacceptable behavior for an adult. Another thing that you have to do, if you're paid at a job, you need to show up, especially if it's an on-air job that we've listened to for a year and you were gone for practically half of it. I can't believe how much advantage you're taking of all these people who care about you.
Trish,
I don't
you
want
need
to
to
hear
clean
one
the
thing from
Trish,
you.
number one, you need to
Another
clean
thing I
the
don't
wax
wanna
out of
hear
your
is
ears
you
for
saying
starters. Number
I'm
one, the
sorry,
first thing I did
or
was
I feel bad, any of that. It's so slimy and sleazy. You need to go, forget being a Christian. You just need to learn how to be a good person.
number one, Trish. Number one. The first part of being a listener is listening. First thing I did, I didn't complain about Chris sending me the package. I complained the way it was delivered. It was delivered poorly.
But if she said, if you make,
You're not allowed to do that.
I appreciate it. Look, I'm going on record right now. Chris, thank you very much for sending me this package.
Too late.
Too late.
Too late.
Thank you.
Too late.
Too late.
First you're complaining about me. And number two, you're like a whirling dervish. You're like nails on a chalkboard. Please shut up and listen for a second.
This is what you
Hey, stop and listen for me. You had your forum. Now let me retort, please. Number one. And then I said I was upset about UPS.
Bro, you seem like a misogynist right now. It's
Not
like
at all.
you didn't get mad at me this way at me or Chris, but if a woman ever tells you anything, you get very, very angry.
I was concerned about that sound he was mocking Trish, and she doesn't sound like that, by the way.
And number two, I said on record I felt bad about
everything
and about paying the money
about
back.
the cake,
and I offered to pay it back. That offer is still.
What do you
on
mean
the
you
table.
offered to pay it back? It's 17
I used the wrong
years.
word. I want to pay it back right now. I will do it right now.
Why are you numbering
Here's the
everything
thing, Earl.
after you got mad at her for numbering everything?
Yeah. Do you feel like that makes you a good person that after 17 years when this thing comes out?
Never said I was a good person. I said I felt horrible
And it came out
about
publicly. It's not like,
I said,
even
I
if
said
it's
I feel horrible about it, and I still do. I feel miserable about this. I hate seeing Fez get upset.
He did not get upset. He fucking just figured that happened to him. He did not get angry.
That's true. He
wasn't even
furious.
sad. He just said, here's the thing that happened. And can I tell you, if you would listen to Trisha, I think you would have learned something here today about being a person. She tried to help you, and you act like she had a screechy voice.
I'm trying to be a good person, trying to do the right goddamn thing. I'm trying to make this right. I really am trying to make it right. I'm trying to be.
Did you think that Trisha had any good points?
If I had, it's like me trying to be a good person. You know a damn thing about me, Trish. Zero. So how dare
this
you
is what
try
she
to talk
knows.
down to me?
Again, because it's a woman. You know what I mean? He's not saying it to me. He's not saying it to Chris. We've all said that. Actually, even Vito yesterday said, you're just a bad person. And he said that also without anger. He just labeled you that. Now, here's the thing, Earl. You're like missing the point, and that's what Trisha tried to point out to you.
The point that Trisha was trying to, and at 4 points, die. Stop.
Oh my God.
Earl, don't wish death on people, dude.
Please.
You hate UPS, you hate Trisha, you won't give me a thank you, and your thank you after a half hour of berating you, that meant fucking less than nothing to me, okay, bro? Because
Chris, you hear
that
me
means
yelling?
nothing.
Do you hear me yelling into you? Chris, thank you very much.
Yeah,
Earl, yeah.
Thank you for the
Chris.
achievements. Thank you for the cake.
Now, Chris, I'm going to ask you something. When you say bro, is that short for brother?
Yeah, that's short for brother, Ron.
But what's the hurry? Why don't you just say brother? And do you honestly see Earl as your brother?
My brother, he's my work brother, okay? That's what he is. And I love Earl.
Like a friend
Despite him fucking me over constantly, and I keep going back to the well of fucks,
right?
And then I pull up some fucking fucks, and I get fucked over because it's the well.
I don't want to dissect every little thing, but it's just something that's staying with me, so I'm just going to throw it out there.
Yeah.
I've never heard somebody say the first part of being a listener is listening. It's kind of interesting.
Me neither.
It's true.
Yeah. Now, let's go to Timmy in Maine. Perhaps this will help, Earl.
Yo, Ronnie, a $1.380, bro. I
Same
just
to you.
don't know what's going on. I'm looking at the label there. I'm in the delivery business. It looks like FedEx label. So it looks like he's all over the place again. It doesn't even look like UPS, my man.
Wow.
Earl.
You could have even blamed the wrong.
Was that a
group.
FedEx by mistake?
No, it was a UPS box. It was the UPS
How do you know?
delivery. It was the barcode. It says it on the barcode.
I don't know.
Did they come all the way up to your place on the 10th floor?
Yeah, and that's the other thing about it. Here's my other beef with UPS. They're supposed to knock on the door. I've had situations where in the past where I have waited all day for a package. They said, "Well, we went to the door and knocked." I'm like, "Well, I was pretty much by the door and no one knocked." And then they went, "Well, they will lie through their teeth telling you they knocked on the door." And then they're like, "Well, he actually missed your building. He's coming back." Well, I was like, so you went from he knocked on my door and I didn't hear it.
So wait,
he wasn't even near the
let me
building.
get this straight, Earl, just so everybody on the show understands. Are you saying that you demand competence from people when they are working? Can you imagine if you were held to that?
No, but don't say you knocked on the door and didn't when you clearly did not.
So you're saying don't lie, even if it's a lie of omission.
No, if you're saying
you understand what we're going through. Here,
Yeah,
right?
no, I understand completely where you're going. But don't say to me,
right.
don't knock on the door. Hey,
Can I tell?
All
right, let me say something. Let me say something to you, Earl. So the other night you did your prep thing for GPS, and I wrote back to you and I go, I don't get the flow, and then I never heard back from you again, and it's been days, and I know we're going to go up to the last moment, like we always do, and feel like we could have done better, like we always do. Here's a buddy of ours, Ezra wants to help you, Earl.
Hey, Earl. Hello?
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Hello. I can hear you fine.
Are you going to fight with me?
What? I don't have any. What? You want to fight? Hey, you want one? Let's go.
No.
Let's go.
Hey, yo. Every woman that calls, you fight with. Are you going to fight with me?
Let's go.
Let's go.
I'm here.
Yeah,
I'm
seriously?
here. I'm
Let's
right
go.
here. I'm right here. You're
Bro,
running
you
now.
have
Let's
never,
go.
ever been here. You have never, ever been there. Melanie calls you
all I
all
hear
the
is
time.
talk right now. Empty talk. Yeah.
Because you just talked about people not listening. Bruh, you shut off all the time. All the time. Like all the time.
Sometimes
People
I
try to talk
listen.
to you
That's part of
and you
listening.
shut off. All you do is you're shutting off right now. Homegirl was just trying to
Yes,
talk
because I'm
to
listening to you.
and
Ramble is
you're doing your
making
thing.
0 points.
Bruh,
You're not
I
making a
blew
point.
your ass out
Why are
yesterday.
you
But
say, man, you're gonna fight me? I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna fight you. If you're gonna fight me, you're gonna take a swing at me.
Bruh,
Take a swing at me.
I will wreck
It's
you
not
to
a
shit.
swing, Earl. We're on the phone.
No one's going to swing anyone. But it is good to
And
know
by
that
the way,
women
Gail?
and allies of women are both going to be attacked. So if you're an ally to a woman, you're also in the shit show with him.
By the way, Gail, you're wrong about that pepperoni thing yesterday. I can't even with you on that.
Unbelievable.
Yes, God
Seriously,
damn it.
like, I'm so done with
Say
you.
that to my
Gail.
face, Ezra.
By the way, Ezra, do you ever get emails back from me? Because I send you emails, then you don't respond to them, and it's a very, very weird thing. I'll just get a new one. All right, thanks a lot, Earl.
Bye, Ezra.
Ezra's a friend of the show. He was just trying to help you, like Trisha was trying to help you. Everyone's trying to
She's
help you.
also a friend and a listener.
Well, the first question is, are you gonna fight me? And I'm like, okay, let's fight then if you want to fight.
He meant the disproportionate way you respond to men versus women. That was what he was referencing. That's why he said it.
Yes.
I answered hopefully appropriately, but I was like, hey, if you want to, like, you
Here's
come
the
at me
thing.
like that.
I understand. Earl, do you know what the opposite of woke is? Is asleep.
Yes.
That's when you're not even aware that you're doing the things that you're doing. Like you've been asleep for 17 years with Fez. Then we woke you up and you started screaming at us that you were trying to make it right.
And I still do. I still want to make.
How do you? Yeah, of course you do. You're caught.
Earl, you've wound
You're
up
caught.
making
But you didn't want to make it right
I
6
made a
months ago,
mistake.
12 months
I made a-
ago, 18. What was the mistake?
I made a very bad mistake.
For
And I'm
17
trying
years?
to-
But do you feel like
trying to
you
make
made
the
the mistake every day for 17 years?
It has bothered me for this long. It really has. And
You know,
I'm trying
you know
to-
who you didn't bother? You didn't bother Fez. And can I just tell you something about Fez? He ate it like a fucking guy will do when there's somebody that he likes. Like instead of holding it, and I know Fez has had arguments with you. I know he's been mad at you before. And he never brought up the $2,000. You know why? Probably shame. Probably the shame of this situation.
And I don't want him to feel this.
You treat well. No, it's not that you don't want him to. I'm telling you that he has. You treated him the way Chris has treated his college since he graduated.
That's right.
Paying back nothing after he guaranteed that he would, hoping that Biden will come in and strike all this stuff down and
Yep.
just say no one has to pay for college.
That's right.
It's done.
And guess what? Much like Earl, I've never thought about it ever since the day I got the boot from SUNY Purchase. Haven't thought about it. Just like Earl hasn't thought about it. The only time Earl thought about it was in the last 23 hours. That's his giant fucking albatross around his neck.
Can I tell you something? That cake did look like shit, Chris. And I think if the cake would have came through and been nice and you would have done something nice for Earl, it may have turned him around.
I think if Earl hadn't shaken the fucking box up like it was a magic 8-ball, it would have been fucking totally fine. And had dug through it with a fucking serrated steak knife and then ate it with his hands. But I guess that doesn't matter. I guess it's my fault because I don't have a fucking mind meld with Earl Douglas.
Chris, I never blamed you. Never.
Here's John. Here's John in New Jersey.
You mean Eric?
Okay, Eric.
Oh, sorry. Hey, Earl. You keep saying you want to make things right. Why don't you just pick up your checkbook, write a check to Earl, to Fez now, and mail it to him? Then things would be right.
Here's the thing, like he was... I don't even know if Fez even wants to look at him right now. And I'm being totally honest with that.
I thought it was interesting that Earl went for his pocket, but who keeps their checkbook in their
No,
pocket?
I was going to reach my my ATM card. Whatever it takes.
But he
I
can't
wanna
take
do.
that. I mean,
But you're saying that as if you didn't have the opportunity to do the same thing every day for 17 years. That's the thing that you refuse to believe.
And I've owned up to that. I've said I made.
Oh my
very,
God.
very-
He believes that he's owned up to something that he did every day for 17 years.
I'm admitting
even
to
though
this
nothing has
mistake.
happened.
I've admitted
You
to
know
this.
what? Then you deserve another cake. You fucking admit it that you burned him for $2,000.
sold out.
Chris, get him
Yeah.
another cake and make this one even better. Okay.
one that, you know,
what
doesn't
kind of
have
other
icing and
specialty
stains
cakes
his
do they
hands.
have there?
I mean, I can look. I think we're going to get the same result.
Yeah. Why don't we do this? Why don't we get a hold of Mike at Molly's? Say we want to do an Earl Douglas cupcake where you eat it and then you eventually you don't have to pay until 17 years later when somebody calls you out on it. That'll be the Earl Douglas cupcake. You just eat it and then you go home and you just forget that you ever had made a purchase.
That's what you want, Earl, isn't it?
Also, Fez told me what he used that money for.
What?
Crack. He
Oh.
smoked crack with that. And guess what? He had never smoked crack before, but decided he went $2,000 worth. And why? Because he saw New Jack City, and he decided that he was fucking Nino Brown, the man that he tries to dress like.
Oh, you're diabolical.
Jason, Wyoming.
Earl, do you think that 2% interest is a fair interest rate on a loan between friends?
It's very low.
It's very low.
Very.
Well, if you do the math, 2% of $2,000 is $40. You multiply that times 12, and then multiply that times 17, and with the original loan, you owe him more than $10,000.
And if that's what I need to do to make this right, I will pay him the $10,000.
Yeah, of course. You don't even care if it's $100,000 because he still isn't getting it. He could just say $10 million, and you'd say, yeah.
If he pays him 10, does that take at least some of the weight off of BL and her loan?
BL told him to shove that up his virgin ass. She
has a different approach than you.
She went right for the fucking thing. Oh, and a lot of people asked me about the $10,000. Why did Fez give $10,000? And he did not. But here's what happened. I don't even know. Have I ever told you guys this story before?
No, I haven't heard it.
No.
So, back when I was doing the Ron and Ron show, we kind of did a spin-off show with BL and a couple of the Hooters girls, right? And I forgot we called it Hooters on the radio or something like that. And the listeners were showing up, and we were kind of, we did our show, and then they would be the next show. But they had never done radio before. So then I said, and Fez was our producer in those days. I said, why don't you take Fez for, I don't know, the first hour or the second hour, whatever, and he'll carry the show for you guys. So he went on, and it was Fez and girls, and it was fucking, all of a sudden it exploded. I mean, it was really fucking good, and it was really funny and silly and the whole fucking 9 yards, and it was really working. And now it was one of those things like we got to put in that slot. We were almost like what the Carson show did with Letterman, or Letterman did with the show after him. Like, this is our show, and we get to say who goes in it and what happens there. That was part of our deal. What we didn't know is this production company approached them and said, we would like to give you a holding deal, and we'll give everybody $10,000 apiece. They did not include Fez nor tell him.
Wow.
Oh, shit.
They never mentioned it to him?
Never mentioned it to him, never did anything with it. And then I think at a certain point, they said, well, our option rolled out of that deal. And that's how Fez found out about it, like years later. Like, we were optioned this. They were basically put on hold so they could go around. But for whatever reason, they didn't want the gay guy there.
Right.
The fat, hairy gay guy was not included with the pretty blondes.
Yeah.
And to this day, just like Earl, BL doesn't get what she did wrong.
No.
And I'm saying this, and I don't mean this even in a disparaging way. It didn't work without Fez.
Right.
I'm saying that as a guy who's set to show up. It would have been my failure if I didn't move Fez over. And he went over after doing a fucking morning show where he produced hard. And then I think he might have taken a nap and then went in and did the other show. I think that's how we did it. But that thing is why Fez doesn't talk to her.
Understandable.
Wow.
Now, Earl, do you get that?
Yes, I understand.
But you don't get your thing.
What I'm trying to say is, I did a very horrible thing. I know this. I'm owning up to it. I'm completely admitting that. And I'm sorry. I'm terribly, terribly, terribly sorry. And
Dave in Tennessee. Dave, you're on the Bennington show.
Did Earl not realize when he got the $2,000 stimulus
that he owed $2,000 to Fed, it's kind of weird.
That's interesting.
The stimmy.
Yes, I did get.
Could you have given them your stimmy?
I could have given him a stimulus check, but then there were other factors that kicked in that I did not foresee.
But did you think about it? That's what I'm curious about. Like, how much have you really held this?
Trying to clear out anything that I owe is always on my mind.
I can't believe this pandemic's lasted for 17 years. This is fucking really terrible.
That joke was about as good as that cake.
He admits it.
Dude, you ungrateful.
He admits it. The cake fucking sucks.
You motherfucker.
Chris,
You're just a lying piece of shit. Yes, Ron.
That fucking joke of yours was as shitty as your fucking cake. You're supposedly one-of-a-kind cake.
Earl,
finally the truth, Earl.
You motherfucker. You see? There we go. More lies from the fucking
Chris,
liar.
how
Earl,
could
yes,
Cheetos in a fucking cake taste good? That sounds
He
fucking
likes-
disgusting. With
I
fondant
wouldn't
on
get it.
Come
I
on.
wouldn't get it. Earl
That sounds
loves
like poison.
Cheez-Its. Earl loves Cheez-Its. That's why I got it for him. Motherfucker loves anything Cheez-It.
Earl, who else do you owe money to that you just said whenever money comes up, you think of the debts you have?
How many people?
Can you imagine this fucking guy? How many times he's on the arm? All right, this is everybody sending us stuff. Liz says should have saved that cake for Earl's birthday coming up. Still shocks me that we share a birthday. We couldn't be more different. When's the birthday, Earl?
May 28th.
Yeah, let's do something great for him.
Yeah.
Let's maybe a trip. Where would you like to go, Earl, for your birthday?
Cheez-It Factory.
Come
Wait,
on,
when's
Chris.
your
You
birthday?
already sent him one shitty fucking cake. You're off with the fucking birthday.
May 28th.
Oh, I think
May
it's
28th.
20th.
You said
I was
the
like,
May
that's
20th
today.
a minute ago.
And that's today. I was like, wait, that's today.
Where do you want to go, dude?
Why did you say your birthday was May 20th?
No, like all of my handles on social media, it says 528. I would have not been truthful.
So why did you say the 20th?
No,
I thought you were saying it was today.
Everything on social media must be true. So thank you, Earl.
It's in my name.
Why didn't you listen to Trisha? I bet if you would have just listened to her, things would have went easier for you.
I'd rather jump in front of a moving subway train.
It's a woman telling him that. That's why he hates it. He's a fucking woman hater.
I love women, Chris.
No, you don't.
Just not that woman.
They sleep with them.
That's what you say about every woman that you end up talking about. Yeah, I just saw your thing where you said Earl has home security footage of your cake delivery. Let me give that a like. There you go. You were always on my mind. Well, Earl, I hope you enjoyed your cake, even though it sucked. And the 528, I think we're going to make that fucking big for you. Filled with surprises.
The cake was what it was, and thank you, Ronnie, for making me. You're looking at my birthday.
It was what it was.
It was what it was. There's nothing we can do about it. There's nothing we can do about it, Chris. I thought he was very generous when he said that. It was what it was.
It's not about whether or not the cake was good or not. It's whether it's that I fucking got up early. I was up at noon, fucking buying that fucking cake for you.
No, you got up at noon to buy a cake? Wow.
Yeah, I
had no idea.
Yeah.
And can I tell you something? I don't think Fez needs that $2,000 because he's retired and has doctor's fucking appointments every single day.
Oh,
Every day I text him, what's going on? I'm at the doctor's. Just got out of the doctor's. Here I am at the doctor's. Doctor says my heart doesn't work very good. Doctor said I'm going to have to get a lot more heart stuff done.
Oh, fuck.
That's his
I
life.
go, hey, man,
Earl.
are you watching this Bucks game? Trying. Just that my heart keeps fucking stopping, so struggling with it a little bit. Supposed to have another operation, but that costs $2,000. Where am I supposed to get that?
Earl, it could be you.
Beep, 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 beep. Chris, were you up early or were you still up late? That's the big question about you.
I don't think I need to answer that question. I was conscious at noon on goldbelly.com. Waiting for that thing to go live. And now you can't get it anymore. Gone.
It went live and you had to go rushing in to be one of the lucky people who got a Cheetos cake.
Yes.
That's really fucking sweet.
Yeah,
Aww.
and this is what I get in fucking return. I get my fucking dick fucking cut off by Earl Douglas.
Oh,
And he's playing hacky sack with it.
Chris.
And there's a severed
First
dick
of all,
flying
it
between
would
his
make
feet.
more sense if it was playing hacky sack with your balls. I mean, no one can play hacky sack with your dick. That's going to be difficult.
Earl,
Sick writes this. Real Stan Man 42069 really sounds like his feelings are gently hurt today. Shame on you, Earl. You know what? I'll say this about Earl. I congratulate him because he's telling it like it is. You know what I'm saying?
There
He's
is a
giving you
boldness to it.
Yeah. He's giving us all the 311. Is that the correct thing that I said? The 311?
Yeah.
He's laying it on the line. I'm going to
being
tell
a
you
bad
right
person.
now, I don't think I could eat one slice of this fucking Cheetos cake.
No.
It sounds horrible.
I could tell.
It sounds like a
I
popcorn
could tell by his.
fucking cake.
I could tell by his face when he ate the Cheeto covered in the icing that he was like, but I could see that he was struggling.
This
because
stinks.
You could
It's
always,
making me,
yeah.
making me sneeze.
That sneeze was perfect.
I'll tell you this. I'm looking over on Instagram. A lot of people on Earl's side with this.
What?
Yeah, a lot of people backing him up 100%. I'm surprised.
I never thought I'd see this day. Earl's just on top of the fucking mountain.
All right, I just got a message from Fez. He says, Earl can't own up to something he's already been called out on. It's like Bernie Madoff saying, I wanted to pay everyone back after he was already in prison.
Look, Fez,
Hello?
Fez, I know you're listening.
Now you sound like you're talking down to him, saying his name.
I'm not talking to him.
And
I love
also,
Fez.
can I tell you something? I think you would have been happy if Fez would have died from that last heart attack. Because then
you
you
have felt
could
in the
have
clear?
said, I am out of this.
I would feel miserable if Fez died. I would be inconsolable. But I really, really sincerely feel bad.
Can I tell you something? One time when I was a kid, I got busted with drugs, selling drugs. I was under 18 at the time. The drug dealer wanted me to pay the money back. And I go, for what? And he goes, you had my drugs. And I said to him, I go, that's funny. The cops thought that they were my drugs. Here I am going to court, and there were your drugs. You know what I mean? Because I felt like he should take the fucking loss, not me.
Of course.
Well, he stayed out of the way until my little fucking underage probation was over. Then he was back looking for drugs, and for money, and it got a little ugly. And then Earl, something finally went my way. He died. And that, for me, was a great day. And I remember laughing, saying, I ought to throw some fucking money in that fucking grave with him and see how much he wants it now. So I get you, Earl. You see fucking
You guys
Fez.
are a lot alike.
Yeah. But my thing was this. Why do I want to pay you for something that I got arrested for? That's fucking crazy.
Yeah, you could get arrested if you'd like. And then I'll give you the money. How about that?
Exactly right. I was really proud of that. I mean, I was like 16 when I said to him, "Oh, those were your drugs." See, the police think that they're my drugs. That's why I'm in trouble. But if I let them know that it's your drugs, I'm probably out of this. Garrett in Mass. Garrett.
To say, if someone loans someone else money, it's not offering to pay him back. You're obligated to pay him back. I don't understand where Earl's coming from at all. Like, you're not being noble saying that you will pay your debt. You just, that's what you do.
Who said I was being noble? I said I wanted to honor my debt. That's what I want to do. I want to pay it. I want to pay it back.
But you don't.
Why?
That's what I want to do. I want to pay the man back.
Why didn't you want to pay the man back a month ago, 6 months ago, a year ago, 2 years ago, 2 years and 6 months ago, 3 years ago, 3 years and 9 months ago? At what point now do you get the balls to fucking scream at us that you want to pay it back? $10 a week, Earl. $10 a week, you would have been done years ago. Years ago. You don't think he would have taken a fucking tenner a week? Yeah, he would have.
Yes.
He could have just come in and said, "You know what? I don't have the money right now, but I'll get on my knees and lick your fucking nuts." And he would have loved that.
That would have been cool. And then everyone would be happy.
Instead, what did you do? You kicked him in the nuts.
Played hacky-sack with it.
Not only that, I thought of this. How many times did Fez take everybody from the show out to dinner? You let a guy you owe money to pick up fucking dinner for you. Or buy lunch and bring it in for everybody on the show.
You soulless fuck.
Wow, I wouldn't have even thought of that.
Did that bother you at all, Earl?
It bothers me.
Yeah. See, no, so look what
It
we just said.
It bothers me.
You should
It
say
bothers me.
bothered.
It bothers me then. It bothers me now.
Is that why you leaned over? Is that why you leaned over and whispered to me, "Ron, this really bothers me because I know that I'm not paying back the money, and here he is picking up fucking dinner for everybody."
And those were boozy dinners. Booze ain't cheap at a
Oh,
restaurant.
fuck yeah.
I'll be honest. I got fucking drunk plenty of times. And
All
Earl
right,
just sat there.
Hosp actually says this. We should send Earl to Tampa for his birthday. What a gift a clean slate would be. He could stay at BL's house. Flight, only $272 round trip. They're still trying to fucking sell tickets. $272 to Florida round trip. You get down there and ever been to Tampa?
I've never been to Tampa. I've never been to Florida.
You'd fit in there like you wouldn't believe. None of those motherfuckers pay back. Ooh. What are you worried about? Fucking Fez jumping out, hitting you in the neck with a taser, fucking taking you down into his lit pit, keeping you down there for a while. Remember, it's been 17 years. That's how long you're staying with me, Earl. Now put your tongue out. Beep, 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 ooh. Let me ask you this. If Fez would have died, and he did, his heart stopped twice, not too long ago, would you have ever mentioned it to a soul?
I would have brought it up.
To who?
I would have totally brought it up.
To who?
Me? Ron?
To you, to anybody who listened, because it was a very
Earl.
It was a very generous thing that he did. And I shit on him, and I feel bad about it.
But you're
But
lying to
why
yourself
then
and
would
the
you
rest
say
of
that
us.
you would have brought it up when you never brought it up to us once in 17 years?
That seems like the perfect time to never bring it up ever.
No, it was. No, it was a dark moment in my life that I was going through. He was very generous. to help
17
me
years
out.
was a dark moment? Because that's how long this has been. A moment is very, very quick. And then the dark moment was over because he gave you a $2,000 light bulb. And you put the light on and you forgot about the darkness. And you just said there's a darkness on the edge of town.
The moment was a bad word, period, in my life.
The last 17 years has been a bad 2 decades.
And he did, he did a very, very kind thing. And I feel very.
Here's what he did. He did a fucking stupid thing, Earl. We all get it. You got him. You fucking got him.